welcome to the Tim Dillon episode, the podcast. I'm going on not too many hours of sleep. I had a lot of fun with Tony Hinchcliffe and Joe DeRosa last night in Manhattan at the Stand Comedy Club and Restaurant. Free ad for those dirtbags whom I love, who own that club. And we had a great time. Best comedy club food in the world, by the way. If you haven't been to the Stand Comedy Club and Restaurant, owned by two criminals who are endeared to me, go, because it is excellent. The food is excellent. It is. And the comedy it is happening. Food is excellent, and the comedy is provably going on. It's there.
Yo, what's up, Natalie? How are you? Welcome.
Quite good. Some of it is quite excellent. Truly. And we had fun with DeRosa and Hinchcliffe, just talking shit, having fun. Had a couple of cigarettes, which I no longer do, but the throat. And tomorrow opening for Louis at Forest Hill Stadium. Louis was very nice to ask me to open for him on his tour. He's on a crazy tour all over the world with P. Diddy.
I'm good, Natalie. How are you?
And they are touring, and he asked me to open it up, and I will, and I am. So how about that? So it's a lot of fun. Turning our attention to Gaza. No, I'm kidding. Every week, with this, every week, it really is. The situation is worsening, and I don't want to talk about it every week, but then I feel bad if I don't talk about it. But who really cares? I do a show in front of an inflatable cactus. Not now. I have the summer backdrop. But you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? But also, you got to say something about it because it's not good. But I've been saying things about it for a while. And it doesn't need to be that game. We don't need to play that game of who was first. But I have been saying things about it for a while. Many people in the entertainment industry, the industry that I'm in, are now saying things about it like today. And I'm not saying I was kind of like, right after October 7th was like, take a minute, obviously respond, I wasn't one of those people either. I wasn't like on October 8th going crazy in the quad of Columbia campus with like a burqa on, screaming and yelling. I wasn't doing any of that. I am a rational adult who just kind of like, you wake up, you have an oatmeal, whatever, and then you kind of go about your day. But there's a lot of, killing on the social media now. Sorry, there is. And I don't like that. So I say, no, cut it out. And people say to me, well, you don't understand. And I don't. And I actually don't. So that's the statement. We got to go back to this country fighting about, like, the Minnesota Vikings hired a dude to be a cheerleader. Every fight in America now is existential. It's not about dumb crap. We always used to fight about dumb shit that didn't really matter. Like that fat bitch who's trying to get gay marriage overturned, Kim Davis, that court clerk they tried to make certify it, whatever. Look at this twink jumping around with Minnesota. Now, you think this is the biggest problem Minnesota has? Don't they have, like, lots of problems? But anyway, this is the stuff as a country we were, like, designed to fight about. We're really good at that. But now we're fighting about, like, is the election valid? Is the CIA in a war with the president? Is the president federalizing the police? Like, are the states going to declare war against the federal government by not letting ICE do whatever? I'm just saying the problems now are not fun. They used to be kind of fun. No, really. Obviously not for everyone. Well, we've gotten to a point now where everything we fight about and everything we're having an argument about is of the utmost importance. And like, when everything's at an 11, nothing is. Really. So it's like everybody's so tired of everything that we need this. We need the Minnesota Vikings to do something like this because we need to go back to arguing about something that we can't even wrap our heads around. Can't even wrap our head around half of this. Like Gabbard's out there, Tulsi Gabbard's out there with Russiagate, and that's a real thing to be sure, but it's hard to wrap your head around that as a person that isn't like familiar with like whatever the layers of power. I mean, we do this every week, you know. I mean. But at least with this, people immediately go, oh, it's a guy doing something a girl did, and we don't like it. We're mad about it. Thank God. Thank God we have this. And more things like it. Please. More things like it. More like food items that we don't like, or they're very contentious. People getting angry about like a food item. Like I remember years ago, the Burger King did a bacon sundae, and people were like, "This is over the line," you know. Things like that make cultural conversations and moments. Yeah, remember the bacon sundae at Burger King? People are like, God damn it. Every now and then, a fast food restaurant puts out something so grotesque. The KFC Double Down, there's a history of these. There are a history of moments where fast food companies push it over the line. And it makes us all think about what's going on in our lives and what we've allowed to happen.
It's still warming up.
You know,
we're warming up like a lot. We need a lot of time to warm up, obviously.
For the regular person out there, it is easier to see the problem in a bacon sundae than it is Russiagate. They don't understand. They don't know who John Brennan is, or Clapper, or Hayden. Yes, maybe they could all start reading books, and they don't know about the Dulles brothers, but they know that bacon on a sundae isn't good. Unless it's like a very weird thing in a fancy restaurant, everyone takes one bite of it and goes, ooh. But you shouldn't get it through a drive-through. There's been a long history of these things, the Double Down, the Burger King bacon sundae, egregious thing. So I would like if a fast food restaurant were to do something egregious so that we could start fighting about that, arguing about that, something really like, it's the fall's coming up, so maybe something, maybe it's a burger and the bun is like is on a cider donut, or something like an apple cider donut, or it's a whole pumpkin sundae where the whole entire pumpkin is filled with ice cream and candy for Halloween. Something that is so heinous that most people say, wait, stop it now. Stop it now, you're trying to kill us. It was good that the Minnesota Vikings hired a male. They should do all fat cheerleaders.
Yeah, I gotta change the gears in my stick. There's way too much play in my stick. I gotta fix the gears.
Put her as a cheerleader. Get people talking is what I'm trying to say here. By the way, these frogs over in France are mentioning me in the Candace Owens lawsuit. What did I do? What, is it my fault your wife has a dong? Who cares? What does Patrick Bet-David, what did he say to Anthony Weiner? He said, you try to get a girl, show you your ding-a-ling. So what, Brigitte Macron? She maybe allegedly has a ding-a-ling. So what? I mentioned in the lawsuit On April 26, Owens appeared on the Tim Dillon Show. And then they do my whole, he's a comedian, podcaster, actor. They have a better bio for me in the Candace Owens lawsuit than my agent does. The bio in the Candace Owens lawsuit is actually better than anything CAA has done for me. Tim Dillon started the show by telling Owens he was asked about the series while checking into a hotel and said it has blown up. Owens replied, "Oh, everywhere. I mean, it's the most international thing I've ever done." So the Macrones are suing Candace, and her appearance on my show is in the lawsuit. I mean, it's just a moment of pride. If you've been a fan of this show for a while, and a lot of you have, I meet people all the time that have been, listening since 2016 or the beginning. A lot of people are new, but to think about this, to be named in a lawsuit is a mark of pride. The president of France's wife is suing Candace Owens, who said she was a man, and I'm mentioned in that lawsuit. And that's actually, because you start this business, you don't know where it's gonna go. I didn't know where it was gonna go when I started it. And that's what I'll tell people out there that are young and are walking down an uncertain path to this moment in their life where they realize it's all actually been worth it. There's a lot of people that are going, am I on the right path? Are the sacrifices worth it? And the answer is yes. Because I'm sitting before you today named in a lawsuit. The president of France's wife may or may not have a cock. We're all going to court to figure this out. We're going to court to figure out whether the president of France's wife has a cock. We don't know. We don't know. No one knows. And I mentioned in that lawsuit because I helped further the conversation. And that, to me, is something special.
Come on.
Is it a big movie? Who can't? No. But what? No. Who's doing that? What we're doing is advancing an important conversation on this earth. Does the president of France's wife have a cock or not? That's what people are thinking about as their kids are laying in a hospital bed. They're not thinking about how much the bills cost. They're going, does she have a cock and what's it like? I mean, I'm just saying it's a proud moment as an American. Dylan discussed MK Ultra and similar programs. By the way, this is in a lawsuit. It's truly amazing. Like I read through it. I read the pages where I was mentioned. And it is amazing that this, just take a minute, just zoom out for a minute, okay? Because by the way, and even though I was being facetious about movies, Weapons is amazing and Naked Gun is great. I saw Naked Gun and that's great. So I am not as black-pilled on movies as I was. I do believe, and I'm working on stuff, and other people I know are working on stuff, very talented people. I think there's more to this than just, hey, there's people on the internet all the time, which is great. But there's also the ability to execute and do things well on other platforms. And I'm not giving up on movies. I don't think anyone should. I don't think anyone should, contrary to what I may have said last week. I'm not always right. But when we look at how big podcasting has gotten, weirdly, I don't know why this one did it for me, the election and the dumb interviews on CNN, none of it mattered. My friends are in arenas and stuff. That didn't matter. It was this lawsuit. I just thought it was very funny. I just started laughing and I said, isn't that funny that the president of France and his wife are mentioning my show in a court case about whether his wife has a cock? And that, to me, is making it. That's what it is. That's what it feels like, and it feels good. I'm in this thing. I'm in this thing, and we're riding till the wheels come off here. I'm in deep now in this thing of whether or not this man's wife has a cock. They brought me into it. They brought me into it. You start a podcast because you think you're going to have a travelogue on Comedy Central. That's what I thought. I was going to get paid to travel around the world and eat things and then make jokes about them on television. Because that's what every comedian wanted. Between the years of
Yo, what's up, Electric Stash?
No one cares about.
6 a.m., brother.
2010 and 2015, most
His wife probably loves this show.
pursuing a travelogue.
Well, Tim Dillon is a gay man.
Apartments in Brooklyn or in in Los Angeles, and everybody, their dream was to travel.
Yes, sir. What's up, man? How are you, brother?
Because David Tell had one called Insomniac. And Bourdain, who wasn't a comedian, obviously had the most famous one called Parks
I
and
love
Go.
this show.
And we were like, what about a funny travel, food, leisure show? What about that? And everybody went
Off day tomorrow? Nice, brother. Hell yeah,
to
man.
their agent manager and said, hey, man, I really want to just travel.
Nice, brother. That's huge, dude.
And I want to do a travelogue because I like food.
That's big. It's
I
really
like
big.
Places. No one had a rationale for why they want. They were like, I like going places. I like traveling. And we were all trying to get travelogues. So I started a podcast as a hey, my travelogue.
Yeah, I gotta
was
change.
4
It is 6 p.m. Yeah, brother.
because I was a
I really gotta change the stick, man. Or not the stick, but the gears. I have to. You can see how sloppy my movement is. It's time.
And then I was
It's
like,
time to
this is
change the
gonna be a
gears. I know I said that
travelogue.
last stream, but I really have to do it.
Bus is gonna go to different places. I'm gonna
I
be
brought them here to China though.
doing my analysis, and then and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, buddy. 6 p.m. 6
And I'm
p.m.
gonna
Sunday.
make like $100,000. That was my dream. I was like, I'll make $100,000. Now, I am mentioned in a lawsuit. The president of France mentioned me in a lawsuit about whether his wife has a cock. Do you see what can happen out there if you just focus and trust the process? Really, trust the process, because I thought I would be doing really artistic stuff. But you have to trust it.
Even he's laughing.
The world will find a place for you. Many people doubt this. The world is going to find it. You don't choose it, by the way. Everything's they walk around choosing everything. It's this illusion of our society that you walk around choosing things. Because you choose, like me and my friend just got coffee, and you get to choose the little thing. You sweetener? No. You get to choose that. But you don't get to choose necessarily how the world sees you or where you fit into the world. You might walk around going, I'm Kevin Costner. But guess what? You're not. Number one, you're not. Number two, he just lost a lot of money on that dumb movie, whatever it was called,
Like,
Horizon.
fuck this fucking game, man.
Okay? And number three, he'd love to be in this lawsuit. He'd love it. Kevin Costner would love to be in this lawsuit about whether the president of France's wife has a cock or a pussy or something in between or nothing, like a doll. We don't know.
Like a doll.
I got in this going, oh, I'll have a show. Because I liked Curb Your Enthusiasm. I go, how funny. Isn't that funny?
That is true, eh? Dolls don't have any genitalia. That's pretty wild. I never thought about that. That's like trippy.
Moment here. It's such an interesting moment to be in a cultural conversation that matters this much to people.
I guess that's for the best.
And I know that people are gonna not get it. They're not gonna get it. They're not going to get it. They go, oh, well, what are you guys doing? What are you podcasters doing that's going to stand the test of time? A lot of people are saying that.
What is this? Like, come on, bro.
Fascism.
Fucking
That
game, man.
will... I'm pretty sure that'll last for a few years. But I kid. I love ethos. I mean, I cannot stop with the ethos. I'm telling you right now, when you lose someone close to you, you can't help but think about the future. Would your family be prepared financially if anything were to happen to you? The last thing you want your family to worry about is how they're going to pay the bills. With your life insurance from Ethos, your family's protected. I've talked to so many of my friends about doing this, and they've all done it. And they're all secure, and they're sleeping soundly because they know their family is going to be taken care of. The traditional life insurance process is complicated, but Ethos makes it easy. It's an online platform that getting life insurance fast and easy. Protect your family's future in minutes, not months. There's no complicated process. It's 100% online. No medical exam required.
What is that roll? Like, this is freaking nonsense, yo.
10 minutes. You can get same-day coverage without ever leaving your house. Life insurance is more affordable than you think. With Ethos, you can get a free quote and customize your rate.
Come on, what's that? Like, it's so ridiculous.
Some policies as low as $2 a day.
So laggy, man.
Protect your family with
It's
life
too
insurance from
laggy.
Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/TIM.
Not gonna work.
That's ethos.com/TIM. I don't love
And then, you know, this game, man, it's just so dumb, bros.
This militarized police. I don't love it. I do understand we have a crime problem in cities. I'm not blind to it. I get it. I see people all the time, and I go, that's a problem. Not in a racial way. I'll just see someone who sparks my concern. As someone who seems like they're on drugs or a shifty-looking character, you know? And I'll say, somebody's got to deal with that. But it's got to be the cops, right? We don't need National Guard, or do we? I don't know that we do. All of the stuff that's happening right now, the militarized police, Palantir building the list. I don't love all of this. It seems like the precursor to the next thing. And the next thing might be much worse than this one. Maybe not. But what are they? Is this get up? What is this? Big Balls got beat up. Elon Musk's guy got beat up. And then now we've got the military in D.C. because he tried to help a carjacking victim. Well, that's your first mistake. I don't get involved, by the way. So this guy, Big Balls, Edward Corsetine, he does something heroic. I think he tries to help a carjacking victim. Here's why I'll never help anyone. Ready? Friend of mine helps a woman getting hassled on the train. A guy takes out a knife or a box cutter, I forget. It doesn't matter. He slices my friend's face. My friend then is in court with this guy. The chick he was helping goes and testifies on behalf of the guy who was roughing her up. That was all I needed to hear. A 19-year-old man known as Big Balls, who played a key role in the Doge initiative to shrink the government, was assaulted over the weekend in Washington. He was assaulted by 10 juveniles near DuPont Circle around 3 a.m. on Sunday, according to a police report. Two 15-year-olds were arrested as they attempted to flee the scene. A black iPhone 16 valued at $1,000 was also reported stolen. President Donald Trump posted a photo on his social media. Now, I think this kid, not a kid, he's a dude, this guy. I think he tried to help a carjacking victim, and then he was assaulted by all these children. Well, that's what happened. Corsetine told the officers the assailants approached him outside his vehicle while he was with a woman, identified in the report as his significant other, and made a comment about taking him. He told officers that he got the other person into the vehicle just before he was attacked. So he's at 3 a.m. He's hanging out.
Come on, man. Like this fucking game.
Supposedly, Elon Musk tweeted, a gang of about a dozen young men tried to assault a woman in her car at night in D.C. I don't know if that's true, by the way. Because the big balls guy saying he was standing by his car, and he was saying a bunch of kids went up to him and they're like, "We're gonna steal your car." Whatever. Point is, I don't know if he's heroic anymore though. But I'm not saying that's. I mean, whatever. He fought back against his children. Good for him. I hate children. Like violent children running around the cities. I'm so against that. I crusaded for years, well not years, but months against that white gang in Arizona, the Gilbert Goons. Roaming bands of children that are violent are a problem, and I think they should go to the Ukraine. And I've said that. And I don't, and...
Wow, I just really suck, eh? The stick, man, it's the stick. I swear it's the stick.
Is what Israel's doing bad?
It's the gears.
Put your thinking caps on. My point is this. It's a violent city, DC. These are violent cities. The cities are violent, folks. They're just violent. What are you going to do? I don't know that you could have them, but you got to beef up the police force. You don't want military.
DC sucks. DC really sucks.
33%. Nobody wants to be in a city where there's military everywhere. It's like after 9/11. It wasn't like great when there was just people like National Guard walking around for
Maryland
years.
Sucks.
After 9/11, it gives you this eerie feeling. I don't think anybody.
I think Maryland might be my least favorite state in the United States.
Just going to be like National Guard.
We're there after some time, yeah.
I mean,
oh, you mean the gears? Yeah, I thought you meant DC.
Now, if you visit America, this is what you see, by the way. Make this louder. If you visit the United States of America on a summer trip, this is what you get. What are they doing? I mean, it really, listen, you need cops, but you got to just have cops.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one, Moonraker.
Fascist kind of wet dream where they like.
What's up, Moonraker?
They like the idea of the
What's up, man?
military so much. Now we all need a military. I respect the people.
By swamp, you mean Gaza? Then yes.
Heroic. But like, no one in America fantasizes about the military like saving those girls from the Texas camp. No one thinks that like. No one thinks of the military.
By swamp, you mean
in that capacity of like,
the Epstein list? Then yes.
Got her. No one thinks that. Everyone thinks about like these guys just bashing.
It's over, man, dude. Trump is. It's over. Like, it was over last July.
That will ever be them. Like nobody. It's like when all the canceling was going on and the people that were on the,
He is like, Israel 2.0.
And trying to get
Moonraker, what's up, brother? How are you, man?
Bank them and the cancel culture is kind of goofy when we think about it.
We're now on Moonraker time.
At the height of it, there were people that were losing their livelihoods, their lives. They couldn't get a bank account. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, Moonraker, there's no more mods. I'm the only mod, so don't take it personally. I didn't take away anyone's like badges.
Said something on Twitter somebody didn't like, wrote an article someone didn't like. And all of those people that were wielding that power never imagined.
Yeah, I gotta replace these gears, man. It's so shit, dude. Like, let me show you. I think I showed you guys before, but like, look at that. Look at that movement. See how nothing's moving? See how it's not moving on the screen at all? That's like, how many degrees is that? Oh my god. Like, that's like almost 45 degrees. It's like a 40 degree. You saw it a month ago or so? Oh no way, my gears all shitty? Oh, the mod thing? Yeah. Right, I remember. You were talking about polls, because the only thing you lose is the interesting thing you lose is the ability to pin a message and create polls, and I know you like to create polls. Sorry, man.
When you're pursuing a course or you're funding a country to do something that's wildly unpopular, okay? You need
nothing personal
to start thinking about quelling the significant protests and civil unrest that you're going to have. If you throw a bunch of people off Medicare to do that, to give Israel the money to do this, people are going to get pissed. They're going to be in the streets. And then you're going to go, how do we handle this?
Well, it's like my Trump
Bring in the
urn.
guard. Bring in
No, you can add
the
quotes.
militarized
You can add quotes. You just
federal
can't
takeover of the
pin
police.
messages.
This is anticipation because people are going to be unhappy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you can add quotes by doing
Luigi
exclamation
Machiavelli's
quote,
not
space,
reading
add, and then the
that
quote.
story. People are going to act out in violent ways. I'm not for that. I don't want it. Obviously, I don't want it. But even peaceful protests with slogans that people don't like are going to be considered violent threats, and you're going to be serving jail time. What's going
What?
on in the UK
Like,
right
what
now,
was
and I don't
that?
think people know about it. It's so fucking nuts.
That was dumb.
People are going to jail in the UK for a tweet. It's not a tweet anymore. It's whatever it's called, an X, a fucking. People are going to jail in the UK for like social media posts. They're saying something. Now, yes, would I like some members of my family to go to jail because of what they read on social media? Sure. But as a policy, no.
Oh, man.
Talking about, like, go
Bro,
kill someone
Trumpers
and that
still
is
believe
racist.
that,
We're
man.
clearly
Like, they
right.
still believe it. How many? This is like his, what, his 6th fucking year?
We're not even talking
His
about
6th
that.
year.
We're
5th
talking
year.
about
And they
people
still
who are
believe it.
voicing an opinion that people might
Like, it's
consider
insane.
Anti-immigrant or anti-Semitic, going to a jail because of something
They're the
wrote.
fucking
Get that
true
up.
believers,
That
man.
is
That's like
happening
religion to them.
all
They're
the
fucking.
time.
They literally pray to their fucking Trump statue, dude.
Unfortunately,
It's like fucking.
a lot of new hate crime
It's like
laws
that-
being
that-
debated here
What the fuck's it? Voodoo doll in the movie Major
end
League
up being that.
that the I think the
Okay?
Haitian player
Here we go. Let's
has
listen to this.
in his fucking locker.
20 months.
That's like Trump, man.
went on to say that you did not want your money going to immigrants.
20
who,
months, Facebook
quote,
post.
Yeah, dude.
help our kids and get priority, end quote. This offence is so serious that an immediate custodial sentence is unavoidable.
Oh,
No standings.
why are the Brits such losers, man?
Sentence that I pass has been reduced
Why are
from
English
a
people
third
so
to a
lame?
guilty plea.
Is it
The
beheaded?
sentence is one of 20 months imprisonment.
Wearing a wig. That's a man wearing a wig.
So 20 months. Now the guy said, "I don't want immigrants raping the kids." What I've said.
I mean, if
no,
if,
is that
hey,
the
if someone has
offensive
cancer and they're wearing a wig, that's cool. If anyone wants to wear a wig, that's cool. But like,
I can just
it's a
imagine
man
the
wearing a
that
wig
actually said it.
sentencing someone.
But no, I I'm just quote tweeting it. But no, no, these are not articulate people.
You know what I'd like? I'd like some ammunition,
The
please.
people that are on the internet are not like articulate people that are really good at like.
They wore them
expressing
protect from
themselves
lice. Oh my god,
in a-
that's
in a way
fucked.
that's always helpful and constructive.
Ew.
When my aunt has a couple of
British are just
Percocet
so
and throws down a
disgusting,
couple
man.
bottles of White Zin and goes on Facebook.
The teeth? What the fuck's wrong with their
she's not
teeth, man?
thinking about
What's up with British
she's
people's
gonna hurt
fucking
people
teeth?
with her
I'm not saying
words. That's
they're
what she's
like
doing. That's part of
the
game.
structure of the teeth. I'm talking about the cleanliness
You
or the lack of
can't throw
cleanliness.
people in jail for 20 months.
British
for
people
I
are
don't want my money
fucked.
going to immigrants or raping the kids. Now maybe there's some other things in that post I didn't see, but from what I heard, it's not eloquent. But jail for 20 months because of that, dude. As a guy that says crazy shit with sunglasses.
I'm gonna say you don't
behind a
like the.
fucking desk in front of a
Oh my god, yo!
backdrop
Shout
that's
out,
printed
shout
in
out Mike
Legos.
Mint on his last stream ever.
I mean, this is
Not ever,
this
but that he
crosses my
streamed so
mind all the
far.
time, that we could end
He
up
started
living
making
in a
fun of the
society
Queen,
like
and it
this.
was fucking hilarious.
Put you in jail.
I think there was like some British guy heckling him or something in chat, and he just started fucking ripping on the Queen. And he's just like, it's just like, you guys fucking follow, you guys listen to this fucking Queen. And he's just, I can't even do it. It was legendary. Because he was hammered too.
Now, some of the videos, I get it. If it's like, I don't know, like like a kebab shop owner being burned alive or something. Not good. Okay? Let's not do that. But some of them aren't as bad as that, and you still
It's
can't
like you guys
watch
fucking
those.
follow the queen.
You
You
know?
listen to this fucking
You still
queen.
can't watch those videos. Obviously, if it's like
You start talking about how you can like beat her up and shit.
tied up to Christmas tree.
The garlic,
in
wow, good memory,
Sweden,
man. Thanks, brother.
and,
Yeah, dude.
The ornaments are.
You haven't even eaten there, and you
put
fucking
into
remember
them
that shit.
Or something crazy. Yes, don't watch that one. You don't watch. That one you don't watch. You know? Like I get that one. Irish mob attacks halal cart. We get, yes, there's things we shouldn't be watching. There's things that aren't good. But then there's a lot of stuff you gotta
Like,
be
who shot me there? Like, fuck you.
able
That's
to
such
watch.
nonsense.
You gotta be able to understand that you're an adult. And
I
you
didn't
should
need to
be able
reload. Fuck me.
They've already got the cops
Irrelevant.
on the street that are not.
Yeah,
cops,
bros.
they're
I'm
military.
this.
They've already got
The
national
gears
guard
are
on the
really
street.
fucking me up.
They already have all your information in DC, and now they just get to decide what is and isn't over the line. That should scare everybody. You're fucking nuts, dude. If this doesn't scare you, you're nuts. All of these things that Alex Jones, I've had Alex on, I like Alex, but all these things that Alex Jones was like worried about when I listened to him in the late 90s, early 2000s are coming to fruition. And he, I don't know where he is on all of that stuff, but like, I know he's a big fan of Trump, but like, this is everything Alex Jones always talked about. Military in the street, the FEMA camp, the tech company that monitors everything, the surveillance. This is all of that. I mean, not to sound like a fucking nut. This is everything a crackhead. And I don't even mean a crackhead like crack, but a guy smoking weed in a room with a fucking black light and a fucking, insane clown posse tattoo on his arm. I'm thinking of a very specific guy I was friends with. But this is everything that guy would have talked about. He'd be like, bro, there's going to be military in the street. They're going to put you in jail for fucking thoughts, man. If you just say them, bro, you're going to be in fucking jail. There's going to be a fucking company that monitors everything you do, bro. Like, this is literally the wet dream of every conspiracy theorist that has ever lived, and it's happening now. And the people you'd think would be upset about it are kind of cheerleading it. They think it's great. So isn't that fun? Isn't that a fun one? Hymns can't stop snoring or blanket stealing, but when it comes to performance, they've got you covered. Take control of ED with personalized treatments made with proven ingredients described by licensed providers. Through Hims, you can access personalized prescription treatment options for erectile dysfunction like hard mints and
Dude, I
sex
heard a stat that 1 in 8 Americans, what is that, like 12.5%, is on like a weight reduction drug, like Ozempic or some bullshit. 1 in 8. I don't know if it's like 1 in 8 adults. But dude, that's fucked. That's really fucked.
Access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more. Visit hims.com/Tim. I mean, they got it all here. Folks.
People would rather take a pill than not eat as much food.
Hims.com/Tim.
Crazy.
Actual price will depend on products and subscription plan.
Like,
Future
it's
products
fucked.
include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Or like do any exercise at all.
Went viral after video shows weird virtual check-in with remote receptionists. I will say one thing about the hotel check-in process right now. It is the least pleasurable thing that you do as an
Fuck you.
adult outside of a doctor's office.
Not against it if they can develop a drug with no side
It's
effects.
so terrible. It is so fucking
Significant
long.
side effects. Wow.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, you're right. Like
It's annoying.
I'm not a hater.
You're asked to produce all
If
kinds of
someone can like
videos,
magically
meaningless
create something like
questions,
that, but I
back and
mean,
forth.
You know that's not gonna.
Need for them if they need to explain to you, like, what an elevator is. They're completely, usually, not always, but they're like treating you like a child. And yet they also can't do anything at the thing. Like, you're like, can I extend my this? Can I do this? Can I do that? No, we can't do any of that. That's all done through reservations. I can't do it. I'll pay a little extra. Could you upgrade the room? I can't do any of that. I'm a prisoner. I am being filmed. I cannot do anything. I am at this desk. I can only check you in to this hotel. So of all of the different processes that are going to get automated, that one, and it's already happening. I already know people that show up at these hotels and they have an app on the phone and it opens the door. It's already going in that direction.
I like this fucking game.
This is a virtual hotel check-in, which, by the way, right now, I'm saying, ready, it's not that bad. I've had much worse in person. Let's take a look at this.
Okay.
Oh my god, I have a virtual check-in with a guy in fucking Bangalore? Holy fuck me.
Please wait while we process your registration form. Please note that we have a strict policy of no smoking. No pets,
Miami.
no visitors allowed in any of our guest rooms. Signature must match the one on your ID.
They can't. I remember reading into it the way they design drugs and the way they always have side like an algorithm the way, and it goes against their standards. Forget what it's called. Oh wow, interesting. Huh.
Yeah, what's so bad about that? He's Indian?
Interesting.
So
I can believe it. It's fucked.
That's not a high-end hotel. That's a La Quinta.
Pharmaceutical industry is really just like evil and
I
fucked.
understand what people are saying. La Quinta's saying we're not hiring an American to do that job. We're not going to put a physical American in that job. We're going to have someone do it from another country. Outlaw that, by the way. If Trump's going to rip all these people out of a high school graduation, outlaw that. La Quinta shouldn't be able to do that. And by the way, that was not even that bad either. But if you're going to be all America first, outlaw that. Outlaw La Quinta hiring a guy. He's probably in the next room. He's like, I'm not in India. He's like, I'm sitting in the next room. He's just in an air-conditioned room at the La Quinta. But that shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't be able to just hire some dude to sit in India and check fucking people into a La Quinta to go cheat on their wife. You should have to look at, in the eyes of an American citizen at the La Quinta. You should have to. You should not be able
Okay, but then someone living under different laws would make it.
Of checking into that. But by the way, that's not even that fucking bad. That's not that bad at all. I've had so much worse.
Too much work to go back and try to do it that way. Yeah, it's a mafia too.
It's so much worse. That's fucking fine. I don't even know what people are pissed off about with that. That one's good.
Especially the drug industry is now probably the biggest mafia other than Israel.
What are people mad about? Let's see what people are angry about.
And those are not mutually exclusive comments, actually.
I don't even get it. I don't know what would.
It's like trying to create a language, a programming language without bugs.
This is beyond ridiculous. That's wild. Gotta keep it local.
Oh, without errors, yes.
Well, okay. The reason for a desk is like having a doorman in an apartment building. Security. I wouldn't feel safe in a hotel with staff this lean.
Well, the thing with like weight loss and everything is like a pill. It's the sedentary lifestyle that's not like that you're trying to completely justify.
Do you think? I love when somebody goes.
Like, you need to exercise. You need to do shit. You need to lift weights. You need to run. You need to do all that shit. You know, I'm just saying in this case, I'm not saying like, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you what you're saying, Stash. But what I'm saying is,
best case, they call the cops and run out the back.
The weight loss thing, like, it's hard to just take a pill because, like, you're still gonna be like weak and yeah, you know, yeah. Oh, you know, yeah. But like, still gonna be weak and your heart's gonna be weak and blood flow is gonna be slow and you like this fucking just like a shitty thing.
And I'm not saying everyone that works at a La Quinta is a dirtbag, but if you were a dirtbag, this isn't the worst job to have, is to check people into a La Quinta. It's not the worst job. We've got a lot of people that are not too bright. They're not really that hardworking. They've had terrible childhoods. They're on drugs. They've had unfortunate circumstances. And shouldn't they be working at a La Quinta? Shouldn't women with neck tattoos be
We got a new
working at a La
emote for
Quinta?
this.
Shouldn't people who just got out of rehab be working at a La Quinta? Like, that's what La Quintas are for. That's what that whole subterranean level of the American economy is for. It's so that kind of people that are having a rough
It's too
go of
much.
it have a place. That's what it's for. Not everybody's going to thrive and excel, and not everybody's going to be mentioned in a lawsuit with President France's wife. Some people are going to have, like I, for example, was a failure up until I was, I don't know, my mid-30s.
Oh man, it's too much, dude.
Whatever. I wasn't like doing meth or something, but
Better than his other memes, yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know his other
I had a
memes.
house foreclosed on. I had all of this stuff happen to me. I never worked in a Quinta, but I had a lot of bad stuff going on, and I was in that world with a lot of those people, and they
I don't know any of his other
jobs.
memes.
They need things to do. People that I knew from that world don't.
Oh, the chubby
they're
kid
never
face?
going
Yeah.
to
That is true.
get that much further than that. That doesn't mean they can't have a great life. It does a little, but it doesn't mean that they should have like some horrible life. But it means like
Oh, we have
they
an
need
epic new
jobs.
emote too. It's a follower emote. We have an
Like,
epic
these
new
are
fucking
not
emote.
people who are going to do some of the other stuff that we got going on. They're not starting an app, okay? They're not coming up with their own app. I'm sorry about that.
Legend.
I'm sorry they're not coming up with their own app.
Absolute
They're not-
legend.
That's why a La Quinta exists. They have a cigarette outside of the La Quinta.
And it's follower emote. You just saw that? Nice, man. Nice, brother.
And then people that are in that
So anyone that follows me now has a piece of IFX with them. For free. Because that's how a VFX would have wanted it.
enjoy it. They learn that, it's their routine.
And I think you can paste that anywhere. I think you can paste it in anyone's chat. I might be wrong though.
Quinta.
I'm not sure if you can paste.
Google La Quinta, Florida, and hit image.
No. Oh,
La
okay.
Quinta, Florida. I'm not saying all these people live in Florida, but let's just imagine.
Because I can paste it in anyone's chat, but I think that might be because it's my emote. I don't know if like you can paste follower emotes in other people's chats. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can.
Let's get a real La Quinta. Go.
I hope you
Fourth
can.
Picture, bottom left.
I don't think you
Fourth
can though.
picture, bottom. Now it's third picture. Third picture. right
Giant,
there.
yeah, for real, honestly.
Make that bigger.
Honestly, maybe, dude.
This is what a La Quinta looks like. A real one. Not like one in the magazines.
You hear there might be like giant bones in the Smithsonian,
Really looks like.
and everyone's excited because Trump is like
They go to
re
that hotel
fucking
to smoke,
going through the
meth or
Smithsonian.
crack.
But I think he's just going through to like destroy shit, not to save anything. I think he's just gonna rewrite it for history of Israel or some shit.
It's actually kind of hot. That's what the La Quinta's for. The La Quinta's not for a family vacation, really, unless you're like fucked. People who stay at La Quinta's, a lot of them are living there. They're living in the La Quinta half the time. They're hiding. They're hiding in a La Quinta.
La Quinta.
From someone, something, the authorities, or a rival gang.
Isn't that Spanish for the fifth?
Biker gang. Is trying to get them. And they
The
cool
fifth,
down
like
for
the fifth
a
choice.
couple of days, they go to a La Quinta.
The Fifth Amendment.
This is America. If you want to go to America, you don't go to Manhattan or any of this crap or Palm Beach or the Hamptons. If you want to go see America, you don't go to Beverly Hills. If you want to see America, you go to a La Quinta.
Oh, I gotta hang my clothes.
Go to a La Quinta in
I'm doing laundry.
Florida or the Carolinas, wherever. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, I gotta hang my clothes.
Go to a La Quinta room. The room
Chinese
of a La
style.
Quinta. Because these are the places that the working class of this country needs to work. Make that bigger. Do you see this room? What are you going to do in that room but sin? There's nothing to do in that room except the craziest drugs. The craziest drugs. And have crazy sex that's not like pornographic hot sex where like, whoa, look at all the acrobatics. This is like real bad, real gross, real tough, end of life stuff in that room. End of life stuff where a guy comes and you think he's dead. He's like, ugh, he makes a face. Like, it's bad what goes on in that room. It's bad. But this is of business. Our country has this. This is a business. And people have to work there. It's not nice. Maid's fun, not nice things. La Quinta's named in many, many court cases. There's many, many legal documents that say the name La Quinta. I mean, none of this is a surprise, but this is an American tradition. An American tradition is when you have been flushed down the toilet by our society. Sorry, people do. Down the toilet. A lot of people. I've known some of them. I would have been one of them. Okay? But I enjoy, the creative arts. Now, when you're flushed down the toilet in our society, you don't have a ton of options. And one of the options you have is working at one of these chain hotels. And if we take that away from people, I'm being dead serious now, and I know people are going to not, you're out of touch, shut up. I'm being honest and actually soulful and kind. Because one of the options you have is to work at a La Quinta and have pride and go, like the people that work at a La Quinta walk out. The staff at a La Quinta is people that go, I was molested as a kid, but I'm not molesting kids. The cycle stops with me. That's the La Quinta pledge. The La Quinta pledge, when you work there, it says it, when you check in, it says actually behind the thing, it says, I was molested as a child, but I don't molest children. The cycle stops with me. And then to the side of the hotel, they have frozen foods. You can heat up little bowls of chili and such. And then ice cream is always too hard. It's always been in the freezer too long. You have to gnaw on it, kind of. It's like a beaver would gnaw on wood. It's not good. But that's what the La Quinta, it's people that have had, you meet people in this world that the fact that they're on two legs is something. No? Yes. Have you ever thought you had it hard and then you talk to someone who's had it terrible? I've met so many people that have had it so bad, and they are heroic in the way that they carry themselves because they've made it through such horror, and they've been able to get themselves to a point where they work. I'm not kidding. They work at a grocery store or a little inn. Not like an inn I'd go to, not like a nice kind of class. But like, you know what I mean? I'm just using the word inn as a placeholder for another thing. I don't mean like the inn at Little Washington or any of these stunning properties, the Blue Ridge Mountains. I mean like a little shitbox thing. The fact, that's the greatness of America. The greatness of America is not like, oh, we're so tough to get the military in the streets. The greatness of America is that the children that we have drugged and molested and beaten to death can work in hotels in our country. It actually is. That's what it is. Jesus said it. What you have done for the least of us, you've done also for me. It's in the Bible. That's what is our country, is people that have had it really bad, cancer clusters, living by power lines, school shootings, molestation, beatings, satanic cults, drugs, gangs, youth violence, all of that. Those people that have grown up in those, they used to play soccer in fields littered with glass. Those children, where every scene of their life is like an episode of that Stephen King miniseries, The Stand. It's always black crows flying over their head and that old woman, Mother Abigail, on the porch going, rats in the corn. That's all these kids see is an old woman going, rats in the corn. That is what we build from in our country, and it's actually amazing that some of those people go on and do crimes, yes. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't. I've met a lot of them, and they're like very happy people. They're much happier than the spoiled cunts I know. And that'll tell you something. They're really happy, some of those people. If you ever met someone, I know people. I mean, they were passed around. I mean, it was a rape-a-thon, and it's not nice when you hear about it. I know people whose parents did drugs. I know someone whose father killed the mother in front of her. And I don't really know that person, but I know someone who knows them. What I'm saying is a lot of those people have rebuilt. There's a dark underbelly to this country. And we can't forget about those people. Like, those are the people that are being replaced by that guy on the iPad. Bring him up. Make him big again. Look at that lobby. Go show us just that lobby again for a second. Yeah, see that? It looks like a hospital. That is where you can work and you feel pride. You go, I have a job. My father killed my mother in front of me, and I have a job today at this La Quinta. And Sheila called out because she's sick, because the kids got her sick, and I'm filling in for Sheila. I have a job at the La Quinta on the side of the highway. And that's why I believe in God, because God rewards all those people. I believe that. I'm hoping that's where my religion comes from. I was raised Catholic, but I believe people that suffer through things like that, through the La Quintas and, the theme parks and public school or whatever, whatever horrors people do, walking people around on leashes, not for fun, I mean like the government ones. That's bad, and I think in the afterlife, it's good then. They get rewarded. That's the whole game. When you work at a shit place like this, you then go to heaven. People like me and my friends that live in nice areas are going to have to really make an argument as to why they should get into heaven. I believe that. I'll be like, well, I did have the Cajun chicken at La Bilbicay a lot. And there were other people that were hungry in the world. I did. We're going to have to explain the concept of an appetizer to God, people that I know. We're going to go, well, we ate a meal before the meal. Well, because we wanted to try different things. These people go right to heaven. If you work at a La Quinta, rats in the corn, black crows flying over your head, you're playing soccer in a field of all glass, you're living in Florida, you have a hellish life, your brother kills someone, he's in jail, and you're visiting your brother in jail, and you drag yourself into the middle class of this country, not the middle class, I'm sorry. You drag yourself into the working poor. You drag yourself into the working poor. After all the horrors, Epstein, like the Epstein victims. You see these girls that have been treated horribly, terribly by evil people. And those women, I believe, go right to heaven because they've been through hell on earth. I should really do more kind of spiritual talk. It's actually kind of inspiring.
Open the glass, you yellow fuck.
Myself included, but also the people in the room.
Oh, yeah, in Aztec, yeah.
Makes me wonder from
Yeah, we're not playing very well this morning, but it's fine. Or this evening, whatever fucking time it is, somewhere, anywhere, somewhere. Sticks, these gears, I gotta fucking change them. I'll change them after this stream. I'll do it, I have to do it tonight, maybe, like, it's just really pissing me off.
Because, you know what I mean? So heaven's gonna be a bunch of people with teardrop tattoos on their face who worked at La Quinta. And purgatory is gonna be lit. Purgatory is gonna be like a lot of fun people.
Isn't that just isn't this just come on?
when we talk about the American working class, obviously we're not always talking about people that have had horrible lives. We're talking about people that have had good lives and their families and whatever. But there is a segment of people in our country, the poor, generational poverty, people that have experienced really horrible things. Those people should be able to work in these places. And not him. Not him. And it's not because he's Indian. It's because he's somewhere else. If you work at a La Quinta, as that comment said, keep it local, fam. And you want a little local flavor in the La Quinta. But this is going to be good. Let me tell you why this is going to work. People don't want to walk in when they cheat on their wife. They like, there's some guy from Pakistan on an iPad instead of having to see an actual person. But I think you should have to look in the eyes of an actual person. So that's what I'm saying. It was kind of a sermon a little bit. There was kind of a religious angle to that I think people will appreciate. Because there was sort of the circle or the fish. You make the egg sign.
This fucking guy, dude.
That's what it comes down to, is that, you know, people that have been
Okay,
through
what?
it should get to work at an American kind of motor lodge. Well, they should. Well, they're not going to be doctors, and they're not going to work at Goldman Sachs. I'm sorry. But you're not qualified to do that. They're not qualified to do that. They're not qualified to do that. They're qualified to produce a podcast, or they're qualified to do this. This is what they're qualified to do. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. No, they're good people, and they shouldn't be replaced by foreign workers on iPads. It's not right. They're going to be like, Becky's down bad. They're going to say this at the local tavern. They're going to go, why is Becky down bad? She got fired at the La Quinta. They replaced her with a guy. They're not going to say guy, but I'm not going to say what they'd really say. With a guy from India who's now checking people in. And Becky is now working at the Carl's Jr. And then when Becky leaves the Carl's Jr., here's the problem, man. If you fall from La Quinta, you fall to fast food. If you fall from fast food, it's tough. You know? There's not a lot of options out there. Maybe everyone will just be an ice. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the end of this country is everyone joins ICE. Maybe that's the only job now that you can get is ICE. They've gotten rid of the age limits. You can be 18 and work for ICE. So maybe
fucking laggy. Why? Like, why?
On an iPad in Pakistan, everyone will just be an ICE. All these people will be an ICE. And maybe that's the point. We just have a huge 300 million person force for ICE. And we've kicked all the immigrants out except for one. There's one family of immigrants trying to blend in. Everyone's in ICE, and we're just trying to get them. And maybe that's how America ends. Everyone is in ICE, and we all just deport each other back to the countries we came from. And then 5 guys, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, fucking Peter Thiel, 5 guys split up the country 5 different ways, and we all just fucking deport ourselves back to where we came from. It's as fitting an end as any that the only job left in this country is to join a paramilitary deportation force. That's a fit ending to this place. That's the only thing now you can do. The only thing that you're qualified to do is storm houses, rip people out, and send them back to other countries. I mean, that's the only job left. That's the only job fair. The only job fair at all the schools will be ICE. Join ICE. Is there any other jobs? I want to be a dentist, says one girl. Shut up. Join ICE. You know there's parents talking to their kids right now? Talking to their 13-year-old kids going, you should join ICE. Make this family proud. Make this family proud. I remember when Elian Gonzalez, this kid, he was deported to Cuba. There was like a guy with a gun like pointed at Elian Gonzalez, this little Cuban kid. We're sending him back to Cuba. So I'm like, and everyone was horrified by that photo. Get up the Elian Gonzalez photo. Everyone was horrified by this photo of this kid. He was like clutching his dad. He was terrified. And then like these like stormtroopers came in. Right. So here's the
We're playing
famous
like
Elian
shit.
Gonzalez photo, right? This is the famous Elian Gonzalez photo that made people go, oh my God, how insane is this? This is probably being used as an ICE recruitment photo. But this went from like scaring the whole country to like, oh my God, what have we become? Now people are cheering this on. They want this. They were like, more of this. They're like, you're not going to grow up and work in the...
Come on, you look at this animation. It's like, fuck you.
What a fun thing. Go see Naked Gun, folks. It is good. It is important that you go see these movies. It is really important that you patronize.
Oh my God, what?
These things. Go see Weapons. Weapons is great.
Sydney Sweeney, can you rank the major sets of genes for me? Major sets are probably housekeeping genes, regulatory genes. Oh my God. That's the most sexist thing I've ever... That's the most sexist thing I've ever heard. I say. What? What? When was this? Alex Jones and Tim Dillon? How old is this? New? But Alex Jones is compromised. He's a fucking...
Alex Jones with us, legendary broadcaster.
3 weeks ago?
Show. I've been lucky enough to speak to him about a lot of the crazy shit that has gone on.
We'll play it for a little bit.
And
if he fucking supports Trump,
we want to get your read
I'm turning it off.
What is going on? Because, you know, from the outside, the Trump administration...
It's weird skinny, yeah.
...on exposing this cover-up, blowing the lid off this cover-up.
If he starts filleting Trump, I'm gonna have to turn it off. Just to let you know.
It seems like they're part of this cover-up. So, what, in your estimation, has happened?
Well, all I can do is observe from the outside. I have a lot of sources and some inside baseball on what's happening, but the fact I know is this. 15 days ago, they leaked to Axios, the Justice Department, this. Epstein didn't get murdered, and he
would have used... Yeah, maybe.
Blackmail,
oh, wait, this is a run.
And case closed. And that flies in the face of the court cases, the evidence, the intelligence connections, everything we know. And then I came out on that Monday, 14 days ago, and I said, this isn't Pam Bondi. And I'm not defending her. I agree. She's in over her head, like you said. She should go back to policing jet skis in Florida. But then he comes out the next day and says on Truth Social, no, we need the FBI to move on. I told him to do this. The next day in a press conference, he chews out the reporter when they're talking about all these issues, saying, how dare you desecrate the graves of dead kids in Texas with the floods? Shut up. And it's uncharacteristic of Trump. He looks scared. He looks concerned. And then all the other Truth Social posts about if you ask questions, you're with the Democrats, and this is all a Democrat made-up hoax, and you're just idiots. When all his surrogates had promised they'd bring this out, he talked about bringing it out. So this is harikari. This is seppuku. For those that don't know, in Japanese, that means suicide. And
Trump looks like a fucking mix between
agency, the most accurate on record today. He said
Macho Man Randy Savage and Steve Austin.
5 points with his main base. Like Steve Bannon said a week ago, that'll lose him before Rasmussen reported it.
They're trying to out-legend Ozempic now.
Seats probably in the
What?
midterms in a year and a half.
AI's retarded now. AI is really dumb.
Self-harming. And from all my research, you know, he knew Epstein, there were socialites, all that, but they would have already used this, the deep state. They had something. The Jane Does they brought out turned out weren't even real people. You know, they'd said that Melania was a hooker, that Epstein introduced to her at a modeling agency. We looked into that. It was Trump's modeling agency. That wasn't true. So they're kind of regurgitating all that on one hand. So why did Trump act so panicked, deer in the headlights, and you know, come out and say, there is no list. Okay, there is a list, but you're still an idiot if you look at it. To, okay, we'll have Pam Bondi release the grand jury transcripts from Ghislaine Maxwell that Comey's daughter ran the cover up on, and the Epstein case 6 years ago where he died in jail. So you couldn't do a bigger Streisand effect. You couldn't come out and say, I'm more guilty than what he did. And my loyalty is to the truth. I'm actually autistic about it. I can't, even if I want Trump to succeed and Democrats are my sworn enemy trying to put me in prison, I'm just like having to report this, that this is beyond insane.
Yeah.
And it's like Trump blowing his feet off with a 12-gauge shotgun.
Well, we know that this was not only a
All right, Jones. You got me listening. You got me listening.
Operation. And we know that Jeffrey Epstein was working for billionaires like Les Wexner and many others. And we know that there's been a lot of talk about the connections that Epstein had to intelligence. And
This is more like an interview than a discussion.
It's a complete coincidence that a lot of this seemed to happen around the time that Benjamin Netanyahu paid a visit to the White House.
Well, as usual, Tim Dillon, you're very informed about this comedian, and you nailed it. I don't want to attack Israel. I'm not a big Israel hater, but Netanyahu is, in my view, the villain of the last 25 years in Israel, in and out of power. It definitely is the cliche of Israel trying to manipulate the United States internal politics and foreign policy, particularly in the Middle East. So definitely Netanyahu's heavily involved in. Ghislaine Maxwell, who was convicted of human trafficking, though the new memos, and Trump says there is none of that. Well, then how is she convicted? Her dad, Robert Maxwell, was on record Mossad, buried Mount of Olives with military honors and MI6 and Russian intelligence reportedly. Fell off his yacht when all this came out. And just like when he died decades ago, all of a sudden billions of dollars was sucked out of his bank accounts. And so from my evidence and research, it's
my stick.
He was a junior to Ghislaine, who took over the family MI6, CIA, Mossad business, because that level they're all interconnecting. And it was more than just trafficking underage girls. That was kind of like a side hors d'oeuvre or little rider. The larger issue was money laundering. And then now the Democrats have honed in on this. I said months ago and weeks ago that, Trump needs to not just call for the grand jury stuff to be released or the stuff from her trial or the trial that ever happened, because Epstein died in custody there in New York in that detention center. We should demand the billions. It was 1.1 billion right after he died, but it was actually over $1 billion when he was in custody 5.5 years ago in New York that was sucked out of his business account. And so we know that's at the Treasury Department. So now Senator Wyden and others, as I predicted a month ago and 2 weeks ago, before this broke, I said Trump should release it because I could see that's where it's going. Where did the billions of dollars go right before and right after he died? And so I agree with you, very astute. I was going to make that point. This isn't even so much about human trafficking as it is about the money laundering.
All right, we're turning this off. Alex Jones really already fucking trying to fucking cover for Trump being on Epstein's list. We know Alex Jones is massively compromised. That didn't take very long. What are we gonna watch? The Roman Amphitheater walkthrough, Italy. 12 walk tours. Astrology? Sorry guys. Sorry if you hate astrology. I love astrology. Sorry. Shout out Irie getting 154 without Val strafing out the fucking door. That's crazy. Alright. Are we gonna watch the astrology one? I already saw it though. What are we gonna watch? What are we gonna watch? Randall Carlson? Boomer Talk? I love Randall, but... Oh, a new Candace? We gotta watch the new Candace.
All right, you guys, happy Thursday. I think we are now arriving at the point where we are all realizing that the people who are in power are maybe not telling us the truth about anything at all. Not one thing
Poor
at all.
Candace.
And maybe the
She
people
was a true believer
that are
of
in
Trump.
power are the crazy ones. And
She was a
something
Trump
that
true
I
believer.
totally missed that I have to tell you about is that on the day that Brigitte Macron dropped her lawsuit against me, the media reported that she had also lost 2 people in her immediate family. The timing is extremely odd, and the story is somewhat confusing, but I think we have to cover that. Plus, speaking of the media accusing others of being crazy, and the elites accusing others of being crazy, Ye is in the news, the artist formerly known as Kanye West. He's dropped a trailer for an upcoming documentary, and I have to say, it's pretty inspiring, so welcome back to Candace.
Oh, was. Candace, yeah, was a true believer, was a Trumpy. I was a Trumpy before he faked the assassination attempt in July of
Very quickly,
2024.
I have to say right at the top that I laughed way too hard at this headline. This is the New York Post. It's real, guys. It reads, French President Emmanuel Macron's wife hired private eye to dig into Candace Owens' report.
But I mean,
Wow,
like
that really is just
Oh,
so
dude, it was
insane.
so
I just
fake,
never
bro.
thought that my life would ever end up here. Is what I
No,
have to say. No matter
it
what
was
you think, when you plan your life,
definitely
you never think,
fake.
maybe a sitting president of a foreign country is going to hire a
Trump
private
was
eye to
not
look
shot
into me.
in the ear.
And what are they finding? Nothing. My life is so boring. I don't know. I picture them going through my trash. I
Did
don't
you know
what
that
it
the
is that they are
person
looking
that
for.
took the
But it's very clear
photograph
they are
of the
going
bullet that went
I've seen
through
this
the
before.
sky
People
was the
that
same
play evil, people that
photographer
do
that took the
things that are
picture
immoral,
of George
they are
W.
always
Bush being
paranoid. Very,
informed
very paranoid.
in
They always
Florida
assume that others are
that
capable of doing
the
what they're
plane
capable of
hit
doing.
the Twin Towers in New York
And
City, which
they
there was no
usually
planes
perceive
on
some massive
9/11, by the way.
attack. And that's what's happening with the Elysee Palace. They're
It was the
perceiving
same
a
fucking
massive
photographer.
threat, but just is not so.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Hitler's
fake, man.
bunker, right? I feel
It's fake,
no
dude.
doubt they're all sitting
He
there.
faked
Oh my
it.
God, there's the walls of the wall, and this person's connected, and this person's, and it's all happening.
You can search
at
it.
the same level as
This is
Russia.
objective facts. It's not just me
It's not.
talking.
I'm sorry, guys.
Why would some
But I
random
say
ass
this story is amazing.
photographer
Stop
be in the
everything.
middle of
You're not gonna
fucking
believe me because it is a never-ending
bumfuck
saga,
Pennsylvania?
a
Sorry,
never-ending strange
sailor
tale,
curse.
And of course, it only gets stranger when it comes to the Macrons. So it was just a
It's
reminder,
fake. It's
July
all. It's fake. He was
23rd,
not. He was
that
not shot in the
Macron
ear.
delivered her lawsuit to me, or rather delivered her lawsuit to the Financial Times to break the story, and then I got a copy of it. Anyways,
And then his
obviously,
lawsuit
there was
in
global
Florida was
media
dropped
coverage, wall to wall
like
from here to
2
China,
days
like never
after.
before.
Remember he had a
Everyone is
lawsuit
covering this because no one
in
has
Florida
ever seen
that
it.
he
Made
kept
history.
documents, like
Really,
classified
went back
documents at Mar-a-Lago.
One small thing that happened.
Evan
in
Vucci, thank you,
Kansas
brother.
basement is a
Thank you,
giant
brother.
step or leap for mankind.
Is that his
or
name?
Something, I think.
The
That's what they
photographer?
probably say. And of course, because it was so
Evan
crazy
Vucci.
and wall to wall, people were not paying attention to other smaller stories.
Anyways,
That may have been about Brigitte and Macron also. Brigitte and Emmanuel
Yeah.
Macron also.
that
And there was
lawsuit
one on the very
was
same day.
that was hanging over his head for like a year and a half was dropped
Or rather,
2
a
days
big
later.
event broke in the press.
The Democrats and
Taking
liberals were
more than
saying, "Oh, you know, he's
And
criminal.
it was
Trump's a
buried.
criminal. You
And that's what it was.
can't elect
We
a
were distracted by the
criminal."
lawsuit. The news
And I
was
think they
that
told
two
Trump, "Hey, listen, if
people
you
in
don't
Brigitte
fake this
Macron's
event,
immediate
if you
family
don't
had
fake
died."
being shot in the ear,
And I want to be very clear up top here,
you
there
are going to
conflicting
lose
reports.
Mar-a-Lago and you're
Obviously,
going
we
to
have a language
probably go to
barrier
prison
here.
and may
A lot
never."
of conflicting details about
like,
how it happened.
I think
but we
Trump is
tried to
completely
source news
compromised
from Iowa,
anyways.
which would have been,
But I think
French
that's
press, and then
they.
we took a
If he
look at
isn't,
Ola
then they
magazine.
could
This
have.
is
That's
headline
easily the
Ola
piece that
magazine.
they
You
could
can see
have
that it is dated
held over
July
his head. And he's
23rd,
old
and
now.
it
He's
tells us that
fucking.
Brigitte Macron
He's old as fuck.
mourns
He can't like
sister
fight
and niece in
his
heartbreaking
real
double
Mossad
tragedy.
menace
First
anymore.
thing
You
to
know what
tell
I
you
mean?
about that headline beneath it
Yeah,
The subheading rather,
exactly, bro.
is that the names are in the
Exactly,
subheading
dude.
are actually
Exactly.
inaccurate. Elsewhere in
Exactly,
the
man.
Ola article, they
Exactly.
correct that, so that may have just been a legitimate mistake. But like I said, there were a
Yes.
lot of mistakes across
That's
the press.
why.
But
That's
it
why they
tells us
faked it.
elsewhere that Brigitte Macron is going through a very difficult
To get him
time.
elected
Probably one of
to
the
because I
hardest
mean,
moments of
I think
her
the
life.
election's also
British
fake,
First Lady
but
is recently facing the heartbreaking loss of her
just
sister,
to
Anne-Marie
push the
Charnot,
narrative, move the
who
narrative,
died at the age of 92,
right?
to whom she was very close. Also,
And for people to think, oh, you know, people want to kill Trump. They remember, and then he started going off around on Iran right after. He's like, oh, we got to go to a war with Iran. At the Republican rally, whatever, there was this like 5-minute speech saying how like they're the most pro-Israel party.
People are reporting that she died 3 days later. Again,
He did Donald
I am
Trump
not
race
quite
fist
sure
photograph shot.
exactly
Yeah.
what day they died, but I can
Yeah.
tell you that for certain, what is being reported
Five
is
shots,
that the
won
deaths
tons
were
of
back to
awards,
back,
yeah.
and Brigitte Macron is mourning, and this for whatever
And the
reason
kiss,
broke
remember
in the press on
the
same day
remember the bandage on his
this
ear,
lawsuit was filed.
and then he like kissed
Now, I'm
the
gonna tell you why
the,
people
the,
are
the
paying
firefighter,
extra
dude. It
attention,
was such a
and by
fucking
paying
dog
extra
whistle.
attention, I mean kind of maybe
They
a little bit
kissed the
freaking out,
fucking firefighter
especially if you
uniform,
are following this
just like
story.
9/11.
So one of the theories, going back to that original
Just
photo
too much, man.
taken in Amiens,
And they started talking about going to war with Iran like right away, and like saying how like Iran wanted to try to assassinate him and shit. It's just too much.
And then
It's
the
fake.
internet sleuths instantly looked to the left and said, no, that's obviously you, Jean-Michel Trogneau. And then they started positing theories about who the child was that was on Brigitte's lap. We never floated any of the theories, but there were some. And one
I
of the
still
theories,
think Trump is gonna fucking go to Iran, go to war with Iran, and start the draft. I really think he's gonna start the draft in the next like 2-3 years.
on the lap in this now famed
They need another. They need a
1953
bigger
family
false
photo
flag because no one believes the assassination attempt is like real.
Okay, the niece, right? So the theory
They need
was,
like an actual
and I
new
can show
false
you
flag.
that this theory was so popular that currently, right now, the Daily Mail reporting on these deaths.
And
has
Trumpers, dude,
presented
Trumpers,
the family
because they
photo
know they will
with
never
the
admit
names on it.
that they were
I
duped.
don't know if they know if they've done this or if they're trying to be cheap.
Because they know like human
But they're showing
behavior,
you all
just like
photos
9/11,
and you
right?
see that they have down there
You know,
that the person on the lap is either
they may bomb from far, but not boots on the ground. You never know, dude. I mean, you never know, man.
Daily Mail has put this here. Maybe a little bit of shade.
I mean,
maybe
look at what
some
happened to
journalistic
Iraq
publisher
and
believes that
fucking
Jean-Michel
Syria and all that
Trogneau,
shit.
right? Jean-Michel Trogneau, aka Brigitte Trogneau.
Afghanistan and
Yeah.
Iraq.
The theory was that that was Christine Hackwood. Now, if you're looking, they're saying that in the last couple of weeks, Anne Trogneau has passed away. Some people reported that it was a cardiac arrest event, and her daughter.
And I think that
would-be
they'll
daughter,
just do the
whose theory
draft
was
just so
correct,
like, you know,
has
I'm
now
not saying
also
I'm right on
passed
this
away, and they
theory
said
of
that
the
this was
draft,
from
but I'm
a
saying
long illness. Mother and daughter are now.
I think they're just gonna do the draft to like destabilize the United
Again,
States and
the
just
French press is
to
reporting
kill
that
more
Anne
Americans.
Trogneau died on July 3rd, and then was buried.
'Cause that's their
on the
ultimate
15th
goal,
in
right?
Amiens,
Kill
and that
kill
Anne-Marie's
Western
daughter,
white
Christine,
Americans.
died on July 19th, and then was buried.
That's Israel's
on the
goal.
25th. So that was 2 days after my lawsuit. Now,
Actually, their
you
goal is to
know
take over the
from
Middle
this story
East,
that there are
but
no
in the same
pictures
time, if they can
available
depopulate
of Anne-Marie, the sister
especially
that passed
America,
away, because,
and replace
as
them
the
with
press
Indians.
tells us, she happens to be the most discreet of the Trogneau clan, even more so than Jean-Michel Trogneau. In fact, the press tells us that she's never been seen. She's never
Anyways.
been seen in public since Brigitte
Yeah, dude.
Macron assumed office. I guess. If
Did
we
you
are to
like?
take
Did
that
you
at face
watch
value, we're supposed to take what Le Figaro
the
said at
live,
face
like
value,
the
that
whole
that would
sequence of
mean
him
that
supposedly getting
she
shot?
couldn't
He
even
was down for
attend
like
any of the inaugural
I can't
events,
remember, but it was at
because of her
least
sister,
te-
for whatever
I'm gonna say like
reason,
at least
and now she's
15
gone,
to
so
30
can't ask any
seconds he
questions about
was
that.
on the ground.
Okay. Something else that
Even
people
if
are
he
finding
himself
to be
didn't
odd,
smear
again,
blood
we do
on
not
his
have a full
face and his
picture,
ear,
so we
the
can't
Secret
report
Service
this as
people
an
did.
absolute fact. It
But I
does
think he
seem a
did.
little bit mysterious. But we learned that on
So I
that
think he
July
took the dive.
25th funeral,
And then
for her
all
niece,
the
there is
I
some
think
footage
the
of the first lady
canary in the coal mine, as they say,
calling her Brigitte
was the
Emmanuel
news.
Macron. And
All the
what
news around the
appears
world,
to
like
be
Sky
missing in
Australia
this
and like
footage,
CNN and
so
BBC,
first
all this
glance,
shit.
again, there's probably gonna
They
be
had the
more
day
photos
after
that come
saying
out.
how
This is all just
it
happening
was
very quickly and suddenly.
conspiracy theory that Trump
no one sees John
faked
Michel Trogneau,
the assassination attempt, and I'm like, wait a second. This is like, this is fucked. If the news is saying that it's conspiracy theory that he faked it, then it's actually fucking true.
This is Jean Michel Trogneau. Don't ask any.
I mean, other than the fact that it's clearly, obviously fake.
Look, I'm the real Jean Michel Trogneau. Leave my sister alone. I love her so much. And at first glance at that footage,
I think the MK Ultra, that guy, I think there were blanks in the gun on the roof.
That's what the chatter is saying online. Again.
And the MK Ultra, some liberal that wants to like assassinate Trump.
Anticipate.
They may have killed. I think the person that was shot in the crowd was fake too, but I'm not sure about that. It was strange because they put something on his head and they carried him out right away by like a couple like military guards.
Because people would have seen them mourning together. Right? Like you would expect her.
Even if it wasn't fake, he was sniped by someone else, another shooter somewhere. Not shooting at Trump.
It would be just.
It's not like Mossad hasn't killed random civilians in the past to aid their false flag, right? And that's why, with him at that news conference with that bandage on his ear, kissing the firefighter helmet.
Anyways, take from that what you will.
Like that's some mafia Mossad shit right there.
Strange events are happening.
That shit's fucked.
Who knows? It of course is interesting because, you know, had those two individuals have been alive, we may have liked to subpoena them to get a statement to debunk those rumors that it was in fact the niece that was sitting on the lap. Also, it would have been really nice if the niece, during all of these legal proceedings that were happening in France, just appeared and said, hey, you guys are being really...
Man, actually, I put out a 10-minute video on my YouTube talking about that, but I took it down.
That's Brigitte.
Because I don't want to be like, I don't want people to say like misinformation. It's the truth.
So discreet that they would rather watch.
But I don't need to be right. I need to not be canceled, you know?
Clarify some of these rumors. Anyways, that brings me to another interesting tidbit about Emmanuel Macron this time, which was introduced to me by another journalist in France whose name and identity I maybe should not say, just to kind of spare him. Anyways, I'll preface this by saying that one of the really interesting things to consider about Emmanuel Macron is that throughout his entire presidency, there have been so many people and so many rumors that have come out that saying this guy's homosexual. Like Emmanuel Macron is a homosexual. And I know him from here. Here's why I can tell you he's a homosexual. And for whatever reason, Emmanuel Macron doesn't care about that. He's never sued. He's never sent private investigators.
No reason to be a part of that. We can't save the world.
I don't know. And so it's a strange anomaly here, right? In fact, there's actually mainstream evidence.
Well, I can't save Trumpers from
friends at dinner parties. They make jokes to
from their salvation. Let's just see that. So many bad people that don't care. Yeah.
Take offense to that. Ha ha ha. They're very lighthearted.
True. Some of the comments on there were crazy. Like crazy. These people were crazy, man.
Now, apparently.
And it works.
There have been some questions pertaining to Macron's unique
still going after Macron's wife. Yep.
With another older
like dude, I mean it works, right? Look at 9/11, right?
This Frenchman, of
the psychosis of the American people after the fake false flag where there were no planes flown on 9/11, right?
So the journalist writes to me that for 14 years Henry meticulously and lovingly prepared Macron to reach the top of the French state hierarchy. Now, who is Henry Hermand? He's, like I said, he's not alive, he's passed away. But French media acknowledges that he was indeed Macron's mentor. Okay, so this was his mentor. This is the headline you can see right now.
You'd think after 9/11 they just make buildings and airplanes out of passports.
Of 92. So how did he become his mentor? Well, according to my source, in 2002, Hermand, who was at that time 78 years old, unexpectedly met Macron, who was at that time just 25 years old, so 78 and 25.
What?
During a cocktail party among bureaucrats in the city of Beauvais, which is not far from the grounds that Hermand had purchased, the former property that was owned by Elie de Rothschild in the 1960s. Okay, it's north of Paris, and Macron was at that time doing an internship at a local government office, and apparently they just immediately hit it off. They decided to become very close friends, very unique relationship. And between 2002 and 2010,
Please.
Hermand repeatedly invited Macron to his luxurious villa in Morocco. Interesting. Look, it's interesting given the context.
Yeah.
An older guy taking a young guy to Morocco is only interesting because of that French presidential portrait that I can't get out of my head. You know, I can't get out of my head. Andre Guy, the book in the background, pederasty, Morocco, what he was openly about. But this could be a coincidence, okay? Don't jump to conclusions. I'm just telling you the facts that they traveled together to Morocco. In 2006, Hermand then introduces Macron to the Socialist Party of France. He acquaints him amongst its leaders, including former prime ministers, future heads of state like Francois Hollande, who Macron is soon going to become a cabinet member beneath. Eventually, he's going to succeed Francois Hollande. And Hermand then, in 2007, gifts Macron. At that point, Hermand is 83 years old, and Macron is just 30 years old. He gifts him an apartment, an entire apartment. Could you imagine an 83-year-old man buying a 30-year-old younger lad an apartment in the middle of Paris, smack in the middle of the city center of Paris, okay? And this gift apparently took the form of an interest-free loan amounting to over €500,000. That's really, I mean, with mentors like this, that's incredible. And Macron, it has been alleged,
Like,
has
fuck
never
you,
really
man.
that, even though he's now a full-time public official, or he was a full-time public official at that time, which would mean that he maybe accepted it illegally, but we don't even have to speculate about that. The point is, this was gifted to him. That same year, Hermand becomes the best man at Macron's wedding to Brigitte. So that's interesting. Macron's now getting married to Brigitte, and Hermand says, I'm going to be the best man, or maybe Macron asked him to be the best man. And not only that, he paid for the entire wedding. Fascinating, okay? Absolutely fascinating that he would pay for the entire wedding. Is he like your dad? What's going on here? This is weird. He then vets the guest list for the wedding. Again, this is Hermand doing this. He vets the guest list for the wedding. He personally selected which hotel in Le Touquet the celebration would take place. I mean, he was involved. By the way, I'd love to see more photos from their wedding. I think there's only like 2 or 3 available. That'd be another great thing if we could just see what guests were at the wedding. That could kind of demystify a lot of things for us. Moving on, in 2016, obviously we know that Macron then begins his election campaign for the presidency of France, and Hermand becomes his main donor and his political advisor. In May, during an interview, Nicolas Sarkozy, who was the former president of France, kind of says something weird in the interview. He kind of hints at Macron's personal life or personal lifestyle. He says, quote, Macron is cynical. A bit man, a bit woman. It's the trend of the moment. He's androgynous. Okay? I guess that's quite chic. It's quite in vogue. Later, in September of that year, Henry Hermand gave another now infamous interview. He was speaking to Le Figaro, and he was speaking about his relationship with Macron, their unique relationship. And he said, quote, I never leave him. Unlike most brilliant men of his age, he didn't have numerous girlfriends. He was not pursued romantically, or at least he refused. Huh?
Come on, man.
Say that, right? 2 months after that publication, which was considered quite scandalous at the time, Hermand died. That was November of 2016. And very quickly thereafter, we know Macron and Brigitte attended his funeral. A year later, Macron is elected president of France, May of 2017. He's now the president of France. And in that same month of his election, there was a writer, a famous Moroccan writer, actually. His name is Tahar Ben Jelin. And he comes out and he says, look, I personally knew Hermand. I knew Henry Hermand. He describes him as a jealous and oppressive homosexual, and also as a sugar daddy to Macron. He says this. This is Macron's sugar daddy. The president of France has a sugar daddy, had a sugar daddy, and that man's name was Henry Hermand. I didn't say that. This guy said that. He said, quote, I often saw Macron at Herman's place in Morocco.
Someone's
It was Hermand who discovered him at the École
oppressive. Why did
at a regional
the
government
translator
office
write
somewhere in northern
impressive?
France. Hermand immediately recognized Macron as a freshly minded and ambitious man. From then on, he never let him go. One day, I asked Macron if he had any children, and Hermand got angry at me and said, are you making fun of him? Macron didn't comment, but I understood.
No,
that
oppressive.
This was not a subject to be
Yeah,
joked about.
oppression.
End quote.
Yeah.
Again, that quote's not coming from me. That's the famed Moroccan writer, not from Candace Owens. It's a pretty hefty allegation, okay? Sugar daddy for the president. But for whatever reason, the Macrons are not suing him, okay? Being accused of being homosexual, having a sugar daddy, totally fine, or whatever. That's totally cool with them. And that's all I'm going to say about that topic for now. All right, guys, I want to tell you about Riverbend Ranch. I've been talking a lot about Riverbend Ranch because I love their steaks. I told you this. I know some of you guys are really enjoying them. The Black Angus beef is famous for its great flavor. Riverbend Ranch has taken Black Angus beef to a whole new level. Over the last 35 years, Riverbend Ranch has been creating an elite Angus herd by using ultrasound to select genetically superior cattle with a focus on flavor and tenderness. Each year, Riverbend Ranch provides about 850 elite Black Angus bulls containing these special genetics to over 260 Western U.S. ranches.
What is this
Those
nonsense?
partnership ranches receive a substantial premium from Riverbend Ranch for raising those calves without the use of growth hormones and without any antibiotics. And every fall, the calves containing these
Like,
elite
fuck
genetics
you.
return to the Riverbend Ranch to spend the following summer in lush mountain pastures. When you purchase from Riverbend Ranch, you are not only supporting the 64 cowboys and their families who work on that ranch, but you're also supporting over 200 other U.S. ranches and the hundreds of American families who work on those ranches. It is born in the USA, raised in the USA, and processed in the USA. The meat is aged to perfection for 21 days, and it's shipped directly from the ranch to your home. It is not your average Black Angus beef. This is more flavorful, more tender. It's the best Angus beef I've ever had. I told you guys that. I'm not kidding. You have to try it. So right now you can do that if you head over to riverbendranch.com
Please.
and you use
Please.
code Candace.
No, that was
You'll get
such a good
$20
attempt.
off
That's
your
like
first order. I promise
22
you, you'll be very
paws or
impressed.
some
Just again,
shit.
visit riverbendranch.com and use promo code Candace. Also, remind you guys about Paleo Valley because something that my team and I are always craving are beef sticks, specifically the ones from my friends at Paleo Valley. Paleo Valley makes their meat sticks with 100% grass-fed beef sourced from small-scale regenerative American farms that you can feel good about what you're eating and what you're supporting as well. They have stripped out all of that junk, no preservatives, there's no gluten, soy, sugar, dairy, no GMOs.
Our consistency,
It's
that's
just
still the
clean,
issue.
nutrient-dense fuel, the way food was meant to be. So whether you're road tripping, working late, or running around with the kids, these
always been the
sticks
issue.
deliver high-protein energy without the crash. Whether you're keto, paleo, carnivore, it does not matter. Paleo Valley will work with your lifestyle, not against it. They come in multiple bold flavors, including original,
The double
jalapeno,
duck.
sausage, maple bacon, and teriyaki. So there's something for everyone with over 55 million beef sticks already sold. Paleo Valley
Wow.
is trusted, proven, and backed by a 60-day money-back guarantee. Right now, you'll get 20% off your first order at paleovalley.com/Candace. And if you use code Candace at checkout. Again, that's paleovalley.com/Candace. Promo code Candace at checkout. All right, you guys, I think we are obviously at that point. We realize people in power are just insane.
Pardon me.
But it does make it interesting to sort of consider the people that they're always attacking the hardest. And one of those people, without question, is Kanye West. Now,
Oh,
actually,
no.
say the artist
I
formerly
don't-
known as Kanye West
I don't
because he
agree with
just
what
goes
Kanye
by
West
Ye,
says.
But I can't really throw out Kanye
I-
West because
I'm not a
his
Kanye
early
Wester.
catalog just meant so much to me when I was growing up. So I think I have to
actually
always say
disagree
Kanye
with a
West.
lot
I'm
of
so
what he
sorry,
says.
Ye, that I have to do that. Anyways, it's interesting because now that we're learning the truth, people that we thought were crazy, like Michael Jackson being another person, you go back and you go, what was Michael Jackson trying to tell us about Hollywood? We read Hollywood Babylon and we're like, ah. And then you have someone like Ye, who has been standing up to Hollywood for a very long time and has kind of faced almost exactly the same accusations of insanity. And he doesn't make it easy not to call him that. Of course, he gives them just so much fuel, I would say. So many bullets because he's just walking around with Bianca. She's half naked. And so they're like, he's insane. He's deranged. He needs to be put on a Psych 5150 hold. And then he drops a documentary. And I have to tell you, as a fan of Ye, as someone who has followed his career for a very long time, I'm very inspired by him and the things that he has stood up to. he kind of gave me the audacity to be myself. I just love this trailer, and I wanted to show it to you because
Oh no, this is a Kanye West
just
trailer. I
me.
don't agree with
Maybe it's my
Kanye.
own personal
I
attachment
might have to turn it
him,
off.
but I think the trailer is really inspiring. Take a look.
I'm off my meds for 5 months now.
Your personality is not like this a few years ago.
It's a calling by the universe. Never tell me I'm gonna wake up one day and have nothing.
We can talk about that later, but
It ain't no but.
When I went to the hospital, one of the ideas was to do a church.
Yeah, I just been embarrassed or ashamed of crying out.
We're at the prisons professing how Jesus can set you free. It's true. Thank you, Jesus. I decided to run. I almost killed my daughter. I'd rather be dead than to be on medication.
Either they destroy me or I destroy it.
Wanna get some sleep? Okay, brother.
They're killing our ability to think outside of the box.
I'm gonna play some math.
Peace, man. Thanks, brother. Thanks for being here, man.
When I want. It's word.
Nice talking with you again. Please, game, no.
Anything you do and say is an art piece.
I mean, inwhosenamemovie.com. I'm very much looking forward to it. I am just very much looking forward to it because I just know what he was standing up to. I know what they did to him. I know what Harley Pasternak did to him. I've covered that. And truly, I believe that they gave him the disorder that he has, given everything I've learned about Sigmund Freud. You hear, I think, Kim in the beginning say that he's not the same as he was a few years ago. Yeah, because a gym trainer, put him on a Psych 5150 hold, and they drugged him because he was reading a Bible. That might be relevant to why he's not the same. I mean, over my dead body, would somebody grab my husband out of a house who's a gym trainer and tell me he needs to go to a hospital? I mean, literally over my dead body. Anyways, that documentary was filmed by Nico Ballesteros, who started working on this documentary in 2018. Nico was just 18 years old. I actually met Nico. And I'm wondering if I'm going to be in this documentary because I see he's wearing the White Lives Matter shirt, and obviously I wore that with him. But what I can tell you is Nico just films 24/7. He doesn't make a peep. He just holds the camera and films 24/7. So he was at this house filming, but a lot of stuff was going down. I know that Ye never clears content, so I could be in there. Who knows? And yeah, when everything was, when they were pulling the Adidas deal from him, the Gap deal from him, when his marriage was ending with Kim, he was here. And it was hard for me to watch him go through everything and see what I felt. I genuinely felt that they were taking everything away from him, and I didn't understand why he was insisting that it all get burned down. And then I think I've told the story before, but I'll never stop telling it because it's one of the most incredible things. Because after Gap announced that they were then canceling the deal, it was like cancel. And I called him and I wanted to just know if he was okay. I figured he'd be a puddle on the floor, and he just said, "I'm finally free." And obviously he has had the perspective, he's understood, and maybe in his own artistic way, that we are all enslaved. Like, this is a matrix. As we cover the Epstein story, as we read Hollywood Babylon, as we realize how sinister the people are that rule over us, they enslave us. You know, do what we say or else. We're gonna harm you in some capacity. We're gonna come after everything you have. It's always the financial threat. And I have felt that so much in the last 2 years, and I finally feel free because they can't take anything from me because I own everything. And I understand his message so much more now than when it was all happening. And that's why you need to have people that are brave, because it inspires you to be brave. When the world is coming down on you, when the matrix is coming down on you for telling the truth, it commits you further to screaming it. And I really don't think that if Ye didn't go first and jump off of a cliff, that I would have similarly jumped off of a cliff and just said, you know what, I'd rather just be free. And we did it in different ways. And obviously he lived through so much more than I did. I only now, in the context of learning about Sigmund Freud and what he created in terms of gaslighting people, and then us reading Chaos and learning that they were creating a cocktail of drugs that could give people mental disorders like schizophrenia and like bipolar disorder. You can only imagine what he's lived through. It's, like I said, way more than I lived through. But I wanted to show you guys that and encourage you guys when it comes out. Obviously, I have not seen it. I have no idea what's in it. To just support freedom. Maybe get a different perspective of what somebody has lived through and challenge yourself to weigh it against the media depictions. I have to say, since becoming I guess not a parent, but now that I'm so interested in history, and that's honestly part of becoming a Catholic, and now that I collect Bibles that are from 1885 because I know that they're slowly editing things and we're losing information and we are becoming dumber, I really think when we learn in the Bible that Satan is the author of lies and deception, author really rings especially true. Like writing, it's so deceptive. They lie about our history. They tell us to hate people that have the potential to free us, to free our minds, to make us recognize how the society really works. It's satanic, like the authoring of lies. People that hold the pen hold so much power. Anyways, I'm just giving you a little rant here because I was very inspired by that trailer and I look forward to watching it. Told you guys, I think yesterday, that's going to be a shortened episode today because I'm going away for my anniversary, but I want to read some of your comments. First, I'm going to tell you guys about Nimi because as many of you guys know, I love Nimi skincare. Just when I thought their products could not get any better, Nimi launched their brand new tallow line and it sold out in under 3 hours, which is crazy, just under 3 hours. I called them directly and there's good news because it's finally back in stock, but only while supplies last. If you don't know, tallow is incredibly similar to our skin's natural structure. That means the essential vitamins A, D, E, and K are bioavailable and easy to absorb. It helps repair a skin barrier, locks in moisture, and delivers powerful anti-inflammatory benefits. Nimi takes it a step further by infusing that tallow with natural essential oils, which makes it even more luxurious and effective. Their 2 new products are the Sunshine Tallow Cream, a lightweight whipped face cream that absorbs quickly. It's perfect under makeup, and their Buzzin Tallow Balm, which is a rich balm that forms a protective barrier to seal in moisture and deeply repair your skin. Nimi Skincare is proudly American, conservative-owned, and grounded in values of faith, family, and freedom. It's skincare for those of us who want our dollars to reflect our values. I already love Nimi, and I'm proud to support their mission of creating cleaner, better-for-you skincare. These new tallow products are just the beginning, so do not wait. Head to NimiSkincare.com and use my code Candace10, and you'll save 10% on your order. Start supporting companies that stand for what you believe in. With Nimi, you're not just getting beautiful skin, you're getting skincare without compromise. That's NIMI skincare.com and use my code Candace10. Also reminding you guys about American financing because costs are rising on everything, gas, groceries, home repairs, and if you're a homeowner, you probably thought, should I maybe call American Financing and refinance and pay off this credit card debt and then maybe second guess yourself because you're enjoying a low mortgage rate. But the reality is that low mortgage rate is not saving you if you're drowning in credit card interest at 25% or more. That's the math that most people don't want to do, but it's costing you thousands. The truth is that if you're only making minimum payments, the debt's going to follow you around for years. That's why people are calling American Financing because they're saving customers an average of $800 a month by using their equity to finally break free from credit card debt. You owe it to your family to see what you could be saving. There's no upfront fees. There's no pressure. It will cost you nothing to find out what you might save every month. And if you start today, you may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. So call American Financing today. The number is 800-795-1210. Again, 800-795-1210. Or just visit AmericanFinancing.net/Owens. AmericanFinancing.net/Owens. All right, let's look at some of your comments from episodes past. First, this person writes, Dear Candace, please ask Julian Assange what he meant when he said that he had, quote unquote, interesting information on Emmanuel Macron. Yeah, I didn't know that until you commented this, and that is super interesting. Obviously, we know Julian faced a full Matrix attack. Governments worldwide came after him for the WikiLeaks, the emails, and he did, apparently I hadn't realized this, that he did say that there was some interesting information on Emmanuel Macron. And you're not going to guess who thereafter got involved to, quote unquote, help Julian Assange. You're not going to believe me. Guess what lawyer got involved? Eric Dupond Moretti. How crazy. Eric Dupond Moretti got involved with Julian Assange, ostensibly to help him because he believes journalists should be able to speak freely. That's all I can say. I'll just give you the facts. Yeah, somebody had offered, maybe it was just that Emmanuel was gay. And I'm like, all politicians are gay. Like, that's not that interesting, right? Like, when everything is being gay, doesn't mean anything. That's not going to, also, it's Paris. Like, that's going to be, okay, like, what, he's bisexual. They would have loved that. Emmanuel Macron wouldn't have cared. I don't know what that interesting information was, but I do know that similarly, don't forget, when Trump had the files taken from Mar-a-Lago, it was also being reported that he found out something that caused transatlantic panic. You know what? I wish I had remembered that when Trump called me about Emmanuel Macron, because I would have asked. I would have been like, well, what was in those files, though? Mr. President, what did you find in those files that was interesting, that caused a transatlantic panic? I don't know. Anyways, Hannah writes, calling someone a Republican, conservative, or on the right just doesn't hit like the diss that they think it is anymore. So agree. I just think it's actually almost low IQ. I can't believe I ever fell for the left versus right paradigm. I feel very dumb to have fallen for that for a very long time. I'm sure we all do. We are like, oh, this person's enemy, this person's enemy, and they're just at the top, like, don't care, we control both sides, we're gonna do whatever we want. And now we realize it's us versus them. Severed Culture writes, I'm going to open a new bank account, and when they ask me for 2 pieces of ID, I'm just going to give them a local newspaper clipping of me with my high school volleyball team from 1995. That is so funny and such an accurate depiction of the absurdity of Brigitte Macron being like, proof that I've always existed. Here's a photo of me and my family that appeared in a newspaper. Like, what are we doing? Like, that's not proof of identification. Ma'am, this is not proof of identification, sir. Ma'am, sir. Next user writes, as someone who worked at major media outlets for decades, I can attest that Candace is correct when she says the media is at war with the truth. Yes. So when you see them at war with someone, maybe support them. Maybe look beyond the headlines and assume that there is a truth that they want you to hide, because when they just raise up like a tidal wave and go after someone, it's never because they're like, wow, this person is genuinely bad. It's because they fear something. They are trained assassins. Messy Mathematician writes, to prove I'm a girl, I'm going to submit a receipt from 1996 that shows I bought tampons from Walgreens. Case closed. I don't see how anybody could ever question that you're a woman if you have that receipt, especially if it's from Walgreens. I don't see that is evidence. You should actually contact Brigitte with these ideas. I think the Alizé Palace would love this. Like, well, you haven't even thought about that. Let's just send an intern down to Walgreens, keep the receipt, and say case closed. Toxic Hammer Toe. How are you guys coming up with these names, honestly? Writes, Alex Jones brought out that Monica Lewinsky was Mossad. It totally makes sense now. Wow. Honestly, how does he have all of this information? Like, that's another thing. Another thing, when you're younger, you're like, Alex Jones is crazy. And then as you get older, you're like, I think Alex Jones has been trying to expose everything for a very long time. I like Alex Jones. I just did a show last week, actually, and I did not know that. Now I'm going to have to go down the Alex Jones, Monica Lewinsky rabbit hole, because I thought I was presenting that information for the first time yesterday, and clearly I was not. Next up, Bren writes, I was recently in France, and we were talking to a French waiter about all kinds of things. So I asked him if he thought that Brigitte was a man. He said, everyone in France knows she's a man. I know. It's crazy. The French people are behind me like never before. They actually hate their media. I can't believe that the media has been complicit with this, because it just makes you go, why do I even read the media? We shouldn't. We should not be reading the media. Obviously, the mainstream media is totally useless. They tell us nothing that we don't already know. And when they tell us, it's because the state has sanctioned them going, oh, we just missed it. We really did believe that it was impossible for Brigitte to just present some photos from like a 40-year period in her life. We really did think it was hard. And yeah, that is
All right, be right back.
At some point, to pretend that they were always committed to truth and transparency. Allie Agnes writes, Milo has been through hell. She's referring to my interview with Milo Yiannopoulos. I sat down with him for a live episode last week. We also shot some content that we haven't released. The real reason that I was having him on was because I wanted to discuss Hollywood Babylon with him and homosexuality. This person writes, Milo has been through hell. He was sexually assaulted when he was a young boy by a priest. It messed him up, the trauma. The fact that he came back to the faith is amazing. He's always been outspoken and passionate. He has been on a self-awareness program for years. He has my mad respect. Look, he still has a lot of struggles. He was very honest about that. We talked about a lot of that off record because he was very mean to me. And Milo, I sense he has this anger in him, and he admits it. He admits, I don't have to sense it because he admits it, that, you know, he can lash out, and it's something that he's working on. And it is interesting to hear him speak about homosexuality after having read Hollywood Babylon. I think you guys are really going to love that episode. We're just pre-submitting it to YouTube because we want to make sure that we don't get hit, because it's talking about homosexuality. post the 90s, you have to say like, people are born this way. And a lot of gay people don't agree with that. A lot of people think that it can be a childhood trauma, which is the reason. It could be because, you know, maybe you were harmed by a man that a woman chooses to be a lesbian.
Okay, Candace, I gotta turn you off. I'm turning you off. I do not agree with that at all. That was really fucking stupid of you to say that, Candace. You fucking retard. Homosexuals are not homosexuals because of child abuse. That is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my entire life, if I heard that correctly. That's really fucked. I'm not saying that there are some people out there like that, but I'm saying the majority of homosexuals, they like men. They like to have romantic relationships and lives with other men. Not because of trauma. Candace is really dumb. She's a really dumb human being sometimes. Maybe all the time. That was really terrible, Candace. I can't believe you said that. With my fiance, Dylan is getting married? Holy fuck. Congrats, Dylan.
Hey Megalithomaniacs, here we are at the Cosmic Summit 2025. I've met up with Raoul Belecki, who runs the Pillars of the Past YouTube channel and other projects around that. And I've met him here. I've been following his work for some time because he does some exceptional work in the kind of remote areas of ancient Peru, finding sites on Google Earth, going to investigate them, and making actual discoveries that are really groundbreaking in my opinion, because not many people are actually making discoveries in this current era. So the fact that the governments and the authorities aren't interested actually interests me, because we're finding the same problem in places like Karahan Tepe and Göbekli Tepe, where we're making kind of similar, in some respects, discoveries. And so I want to talk to him about that and also about his work, and we're going to look at some of the discoveries that he's been making. So, hey Raoul, how's it going?
Hugh, it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me.
No, it's really good. We've been chatting over the weekend. We've been obviously watching the amazing talks here at the Cosmic Summit.
Yep.
But you came on stage, you were part of the Cosmic Summit Explorers Club,
Yep.
which was an excellent part of the conference in my opinion. There were several of you. There's David Stig Hansen, Michael Donnellan. We had Gary Nerdrotic running it as well, and Nikki Anna Jones. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And you gave a little presentation that really caught my attention, because you've actually got some discoveries that you found down there. So to begin with, though, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, because you are connected to Peru directly?
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. I do have a personal connection with Peru. So my mother is from Peru, and my dad met my mom down there, and my dad was a really adventurous guy, and so we would go there every year and a half growing up. And my dad is the type of guy where we're renting the cars and driving from Cusco to the Colca Canyon and then back to Lima. So we went everywhere, and I really fell in love with the history, the culture. The biggest moment for me, and I had it in the presentation, and I still have the original home footage of this from 1997. I was at Machu Picchu, and back then you didn't have any restrictions on what you could explore. You didn't buy any passes. You just went and you had free reign. And so I broke away from the group tour that was happening, and I went investigating some cave that was up there, and I saw something shining in the walls, and I kind of started to dig at it, and I found seashells. And so there's the home video of me like, Dad, look what I found these seashells, and because it blew my mind. I knew we were 8,000 feet from sea level, and that just fueled this decades-long interest in what's happened to our planet, what's happened to the cultures on our planet. So I would learn about cataclysms, I would learn about trade networks, and then so continuing to kind of go to Peru. I'm the off the beaten path type of guy. I want to, and there isn't a lack of ruins that are off the beaten path in Peru, and so. Early last year, I began using satellite imagery from Google Earth, and I started to be able to. I got really good at it, and I had my own particular methodology, but I started identifying what I thought was ancient architecture down, just using Google Earth, and these were sites that there were no location markers, there was no names, no pictures associated with them, and I caught a bit of flack on social media when I posted my theories out there, and I said, you know what? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I invested my life savings on an expedition last year. And in 23 days, I checked out over 90 locations I had mapped out. Every single one was the ruins of ancient architecture.
So you did this on one expedition, everything on your YouTube and Instagram, one expedition?
I managed to get 2 terabytes worth of footage. About half of that is actually usable. I would find out when reviewing because I'm so excited. I have the GoPro on my head and I'm like looking at this and looking at that, and none of that was usable. But I've learned, and that'll help me in future expeditions.
No, that's really cool. I mean, the fact you've just done one major expedition and you've kind of created a whole channel from that is pretty impressive. So I want to look at a couple of the things you've discovered. I mean, I think maybe we'll just mention to the listeners here that Peru is rich in megalithic architecture, earlier cultures before the megalithic era, apparently, like Corral and all this kind of thing. You've got the whole northern desert kind of going up to Cajamarca and all these areas as well. And you've come across some megalithic stuff, potentially, which could be, part of pyramid structures and other such things. You've got geoglyphs, more geoglyphs than in Nazca and Palpa and all this kind of area. And some of them are unreported. I think that is really impressive. But you wanted to show me something here about some elongated skulls.
Yes. So, in the unfortunately, what I came across, there wasn't a single site that I came across that didn't have looting in some capacity, and that's just the unfortunate reality of the way things are down there. What's even further unfortunate about that is the conditions that these sites are left in, and one of the things that fascinated me was the amount of buried architecture that I was still finding. You would just see in a sand dune a few bricks of a wall, and it's there. You see it from the aerial footage. That's what I was seeing from Google Earth. You see these, but getting there, you end up coming across things like this.
Yeah, so what have we got here then?
This is a burial site where for almost a full kilometer, all you see is skulls and bones. All these little divots are where people have looted. Eventually, you'll find places where the looters have set things up on display.
Why would they do that?
I think because they kind of found, this is how close I would get to some of these sites. I had a Jeep, so I was able to go off-road.
Where is this?
This is down in southern Peru in the Nazca Ica Desert region.
So this is a
I might play for another 45 minutes. I gotta make some food for tomorrow, and I need to relax and go to sleep early-ish. So I'm playing another maybe 45 minutes.
Just the fact that you can go to Peru now and just walk across or drive across the landscape and actually find complete kind of...
I'm playing pretty well. We had 222 pause outs in the last, like,
artifacts,
5 minutes, so that's pretty good.
I would imagine. But it's still there. I mean, you have to question why this whole area isn't protected in some way.
And that's
cool. Oh, thanks for being here, brother. Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
I'll circle back to the elongated skull in a second, but this is a very good example of... So the mummies, when they were interred, especially down in these regions, you can go to the Chochilla Cemetery and see the original mummies that they had from thousands of years ago. So they were buried in a seated position with their arms across their knees.
I gotta plan a day, yeah. I gotta plan my night. I gotta plan my day for tomorrow.
And so at some of these burial sites, what you end up seeing is are those mummies.
Stash, were you here when I was talking about the fake hot sauce that I sent you? Sent me fake Tabasco sauce that I bought.
Metallurgy, things of that nature.
I'm still fucking dealing with that bullshit, man. they lost. So instead of just refunding me the money, oh no. Oh bro, dude, I bought a case of 12. I bought one Tabasco sauce just to test from the online store, and it arrived and it was authentic. It was great. So I'm like, okay. So I buy a case of 12, I think from a different distributor or whatever. They arrive. It's fucking fake Tabasco sauce with like Chinese writing and shit on the box and on the label and shit. And it's like viscous. It looks like fucking like red honey. Bro. And I'm like, this is fucking like, this is fake. And the Chinese Amazon.com called Taobao, they have a return or even a counterfeit complaint like thing. And so I actually messaged the seller. I said, like, this is like, you sent me fucking counterfeit Tabasco sauce, like I want my money back. And they refused. And then so I opened a claim with the Taobao, and the seller tried to send me like a 1 yuan refund, which is like 20 cents. I think it was 78 yuan, which was like not too much, like $15. But pretty much it's just like the principle now at this point. And so they tried to send me a 20-cent refund that I would accept. They tried to trick me, and I said no. I'm like, fuck you. I didn't say that, but I rejected it. And I'm like, okay, I'm dealing with like a criminal and a thief right now. Yeah, really. Like, so I'm not gonna reply to anything this person says, just because this person's a criminal and a thief. And so it like escalated with Taobao and whatever. Fucking, they start calling me and speaking Chinese only. I'm like, I don't speak Chinese, man. And just fucking all this like Chinese. So Taobao, they decide, man, I bought this hot sauce like July 28th or something.
Yeah.
So Taobao decides, okay, we won't refund you, but you have to return it to the seller. And I'm like, I didn't say this because I couldn't say anything because I don't speak Chinese. But like, they're just gonna fucking sell it again to someone else and dupe someone else again. So I'm like, whatever. I don't fucking care. I'm just gonna send. I'm like, fine, I'll send it. So they paid for delivery and shit. So this fucking guy comes last Sunday.
It's different than this. This is more.
I filmed everything to make sure that like I filmed me putting the hot sauce in the same styrofoam fucking container. I give it to the courier guy, and he fucks off. And I'm waiting and waiting, and the seller still hasn't received it. Apparently they may have lost the package. I'm starting to think the fucking seller sent like one of his fucking like henchmen to my place to like collect the fucking evidence, to be absolutely honest with you, man. Like, dude, like, I swear to God, man, just to fucking collect and destroy the evidence. So anyways, so like the Taobao, you can, it's kind of like Uber Eats, you can see the driver, right? But it hasn't moved from my city all week. And the Taobao, they're like, well, where's like, seller's like, I still haven't received it yet. And I'm like, yeah, I said, I'm like, yes, I confirmed that. I can see it hasn't moved from the city. So they lost the fucking package. I think the fucking henchman destroyed it. And so it's like, that guy came back today, the henchman or the fucking distributor bullshitter, to take a photo of the amount of the receipt that I paid for it. It was like 78 yuan, and he took a photo of it, and he's like, okay, thank you, and then walked away and went home, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And now Taobao is asking for the shipping label. Thank God I have the phone number of that fucking guy, because he called me. So I sent him a message right now. I'm like, hey, do you have like a photo of the receipt of the shipping bill, the shipping way bill or whatever? And I have like 20 hours to submit it. and he said he's trying to help me find it, which I think he's lying. I really think he's a fucking henchman. And he said he said he thinks the warehouse like lost it or something. And he said he's gonna try to send it to me tomorrow, which I think is also a lie.
So, you know, there's a soft spot that I have for.
It's just and it's just like, and I keep repeating. I think I've written like 5 updates, and every time I'm like, they sent me fucking counterfeit Tabasco sauce. You're dealing with like a seller that wants his counterfeit product back from me. Like, no, he's gonna try to find it. He's gonna try to find it in the warehouse here. Apparently, because I think he says he works for Taobao Courier. Because I don't know who pays. I don't know. It's just a big scam.
This is a whole different area, a whole different thing.
I believe.
And it's just so fucking Chinese, man.
Nazca. I mean,
yeah. We do get them in North America.
Free food is gone, dude. I would not have eaten that. Who the fuck knows what's in that fucking bottle? Could be like fucking like. It could be the worst shit, man. Could be like. Be filled with lead. Be filled with cyanide. Be filled with like feces. There's no way I'm eating anything fake. No way I'm eating anything like made in China. Like, there's no fucking way. That's why I have to cook tonight. Cause I don't. There's a cafeteria at school, but there's no fucking way I'm eating that food. There's no way. I don't eat out at all in China anymore. It's the worst. It's the worst food. It's by far the worst cuisine I've ever had anywhere in the world. Prison food, yeah. Definitely better than prison food, I think. But good, yeah. Yeah, so I gotta make my lunch and shit, which is fine. But it's just I gotta spend time doing it. But I'm feeling great. I'm eating great. I'm healthy. I'm doing weightlifting streams, right? I've done what, 3 weightlifting streams so far. It's amazing. I feel like great.
I didn't even know that. Somebody let me know that. You can see here.
Yeah, so this fucking Tabasco sauce, man. It's been such a. And I'm trying to stay nice. Because I'm dealing with a criminal and a thief that has my name and address.
So this is just some of them.
In China.
And they're,
so I'm still trying to be fucking like, and it's only like $15. It's whatever. It's more the principle now. It's just like I've invested too much. It's like sunk cost fallacy now. Just investing much time and all this bullshit.
As far as I know, still to this day, this is the only modern media that exists on this site. And that's one thing that.
But if Taobao doesn't end up fucking. Taobao should fucking charge the seller for selling a fucking counterfeit product. But even if they don't charge the seller, they should at least, someone's got to fucking give me my money back for sending me fake counterfeit product and then losing the package.
And the layer, what I would love to have is some sort of LiDAR or map.
Some stuff just leave it alone in a foreign country, yeah.
Survey, so to speak. This here.
And the fucking seller trying to sell it for give a refund of 1 yuan. That motherfucker, dude. After I saw that, I'm like, okay, no more messages to that fucking guy. Such a motherfucker. So fucking Chinese. I'm just learning a big lesson, dude. What I'm saying, like, good thing it wasn't like a big purchase, like a car or like a computer or something, you know.
So this site has been inundated.
There's a streamer and his girlfriend in Africa. It's going to court soon. Oh shit! Holy fuck!
In my assessment, this site of
that's fucked. Africa's fucked. Okay, Africa's way worse than China. Drug smuggling? No. Life? Holy fuck! 100 pounds of weed? Wow. What country?
Because if it was 1800 BCE, there'd be pottery shards. that's when pottery was happening at this time on the coast, and there aren't.
Well, look at Thailand, right? Thailand completely legalized now. I think there's still people in prison for weed. I got it.
Maybe 2 pieces of pottery, and that's it. So
Island.
This is, and even that survey suggests it's possible.
Madagascar?
It's much back older. Walter Alva said that, so I firmly believe that.
And what is it kind of made of then?
It is carved directly out of the bedrock.
This is carved from bedrock?
From bedrock.
So we're talking like limestone here, like sandstone?
Yeah, I'm not a geologist, so what I will
Mauritius.
say is in one of the original surveys,
Wow.
the original survey,
That's
there were
crazy.
chambers. There's a picture of chambers.
That's really crazy.
In the main pyramid. In one
Fucking
of the,
tight ass people in Mauritius. You think they'd be like
either it was
Jamaica?
filled back in after they excavated it, or
Wow, that's
over
fucked,
time,
dude. That's
many
sad.
years.
Back
This is
in
right on the
March.
coast. I could barely get the drone up. It was so windy. It was sand.
Man, I was growing so much fucking weed in Brazil. I was growing so much weed in Brazil.
These are still standing the way they are.
I don't have anything here in China. I'm not risking anything like that. I didn't bring anything. I don't have anything here. Like in Brazil, I grew so much. I grew so many fucking plants. Big ass plants.
I mean, just the fact that, 16 pyramids in one site.
Fucking traded so many seeds.
A major complex, and this could go back.
Came from Dubai there. Wow.
Even earlier.
From California. Holy shit. That's crazy. Why don't they just grow it there? I guess 100 pounds. You can't really grow 100 pounds. That's fucked. That's really fucked.
Widely accepted to be 11,500 BCE. I firmly believe
That's sad, man.
This feels like a very similar style to that other place.
It's so sad.
That's down the coast further, probably. I can't tell you.
They busted so many foreigners out in Mauritius.
8 hours down the coast.
So you're talking about days.
That's so dumb. That's really dumb, because Mauritius could be the next fucking, I don't know, Jamaica. Be the next Jamaica where people go for weed, like weed tourism.
I do, and it's because of its similar.
If they just planted it, wow, that's crazy too. That's fucking scary. That's fucking really scary, dude.
I mean, Tom Dillehay has dates that go further
That's
back
terrifying.
than 11,000, but it's what is accepted now on Wikipedia and by academics all over is that 11,500 BCE. They're building there just several hours down the road.
What is there?
Yeah, it's just fucked.
It's a mound.
It's the worst. It's really just so sad.
It's this entire mound. And
I don't know, man. Like, there is hope, because, like, look at Thailand, right?
It's actually the way it was.
I mean, I don't know if the people that are in prison there
And it was underneath the.
have been released. Probably not, but
So what they believe was happening was that these ancient.
Thailand did a huge one. Like, they were as strict as Mauritius, and now they're legalized it everywhere.
For the longest time, it's dated at 6,000 BCE. Tom Dillehay went back. Now it's widely accepted. And while we're on the same topic, Corral was discovered in 1948.
Police are just so fucking stupid. I hate police so much. They're literally the dumbest humans in the world.
That this is what is currently said to be the oldest advanced civilization in the Americas, the Corral Sube culture. So that being said, it's when archaeologists and antiquarians were going through all these sites back in between 1900 and 1950, they did original passes on these things, looking for treasures, and then kind of left untouched. I mean, everywhere I went had.
Oh, no way, urban zebra. Fuck me, man.
Tom Dillehay is an interesting character. He's come up in my research before because he believes.
That's so sad.
Development of agriculture going back to the era you're talking about.
So stupid.
In this region. So, do you have any? Is there any more information that's come out about
Stupid fucking Africans, man.
I mean, I believe that a lot of.
No way.
I mean, he did the discoveries in Monteverde, and so and he was really just.
I'm sorry, man.
Mostly by the world of academic archaeology, and so a lot of his theories, like having agriculture, but you don't build this stuff unless you have.
I gotta look up more in there.
So I will shift that a little bit. I'm not sure about his perspective in Monteverde, but I think shouldn't have quoted on this. But what's happening on the coast is less agriculture, but more.
Had a big drinking problem, always screwing up.
It's a stable culture, stable civilization. That it's not this hunter-gatherer thing happening anymore. And I believe that's what De La Haye has been speaking to for decades. You know.
No, for sure. I mean, you got Corral here as well. Technically, Corral is supposed to be the oldest pyramids in
That was
the
like
world.
perfect.
But just by this brief conversation,
No, it's not.
we see an example that could be much older.
I think so.
So that really intrigues me. And in your slides, in your clips, you had some other pyramid structures. Should we just have a little browse?
Oh yeah.
through these?
So, well, what I can show you here is this is a legit discovery. So this here is what this is not. Peru has a wonderful website for anybody who wants to go out there and look at the thousands of archaeological sites. Sigda.pe, and you'll just see all the little dots. So I verified on that, and you know, through Google Maps, of course, there wasn't any place marker or label. It wasn't on their database. So this is a legitimate first pyramid discovery, and I have the footage of it. I'm tearing up on my way back from this site, and the reason it is a pyramid, and why I think it belongs to that Corral Supe culture, is you can see the sunken circular plaza. Okay. And that was a staple of the Corral Supe. And this is only a few valleys away. You know, it's further into the valley, closer to the Andes. The locals knew of it. And a lot of times throughout my expedition, I would find that, you know, these sites might have a Ministry of Culture sign, which means in the 1950s, the archaeologists were like, okay, let's write this one down. This one didn't have any of that. This one had no survey markers, no archaeologist had been there. The locals pointed it out to me. And so this is it's all, I don't know what happened here. Like this is, it's all in shambles, clearly. This is the base of it. And there was a city nearby it, so they also verified that this was architecture. But beyond that, when you actually go on top of it.
So you're showing us this clip here. This is actually from, you actually climbed it.
This is on top.
This is on top of it, yeah. So what have we got?
So you can see this is where looters started to dig out, and you can see the clear layered stonework. And this is Corral Supe stonework with mortar in between the bricks. Bricks are a little bit larger.
Come on, dude.
So that's what I was. And then I found a bunch of pottery sherds, and so which when the Corral Supe culture was a pre-ceramic civilization. So what often happened is, you know, cultures would be inundated by these tsunamis or massive El Niños or other cataclysmic events, and they would move further inland to the coast. And then a couple 100,000 years would go by, and then they would move back and kind of repopulate these sites. So you see different amounts of different pottery and evolution of people coming back. I found one major piece of pottery here.
So yeah, what like really irks me, I mean, the cellar irks me and the Taobao irks me, like,
100%, yeah. This was stone.
Taobao is also being really fucking Chinese. Like, I can't believe they didn't remove the cellar due to counterfeit goods. Instead, they're trying to fucking harass me. And I'm like, you motherfuckers. Even you're fucking being, like, cheap assholes.
This is it again.
Oh yeah, you can see the.
This is another part of it.
Oh yeah, look at that.
But it's like, it's fine. It's only like $15, but
Yeah, you can almost see the pottery.
I learned a big lesson.
Have you found like kind of like arrowheads, kind of any obsidian or any kind of pieces of tools or weapons or anything like that? Because that often helps date.
I was thinking, I'm like, honestly, I should just fucking just keep it, just to avoid just this whole nonsense. But they said they're gonna pick it up and like from my door, which they did, and I'm like, that's fine. You know what I mean? Big business for them, yeah. But they sold it by being such an easy thing. They're like, we'll come to your door, we'll take the Tabasco sauce, and we'll pay for shipping. Like, okay, fine. Just fucking come and do it. And then now all this fucking other bullshit. Everything's overcharged. Yeah, it is. It is, man. I was like comparing it. Yeah. Well said, man. Smart man.
further study. And so here is a, you spoke about.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to think about. I mean, and you're going to be heading back there as well. So you're going to continue this. Now this is almost like.
Dude, the Chinese, they will try to fucking like cheap you and screw you in any way while maintaining their like smile and their good like outward. It's fake. Everything's fake. Like it's just like I learned that when I was teaching. Remember when I was teaching Zhengzhou, where everyone was cheating on the fucking exam? They're all just a bunch of fucking cheaters.
Some sort of cultural civilization that spanned.
Because on they have like a WeChat they have like a WhatsApp program called WeChat, and there's this like smiley face with just a smile, right? In America, a smile face is like happy, right? It's like, oh, you put a smiley face and it's, oh, okay, you're a nice guy, you're nice. The Chinese are like, if you put a smile face, it means that you actually aren't happy with them. You actually like hate the person and you like want them to fucking like suffer. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And after this whole nonsense, I'm like, yeah, I totally fucking understand that shit now, because they're all fake fucking bunch of fucking liars.
This is a massive site, and I only had a few hours to explore. When I say massive site, this was a city that spanned over half of a mile. The structures. But this was the one place I had to explore that had this. I'd like to go back and find. Just give me one other place that has this type of construction.
A few more examples just to kind of back up the back this up, yeah.
But I mean,
I'm learning the whole like process, the return, and all the bullshit.
You'll see that earthquakes have kind of pulled the.
I'm learning a lot of Chinese too in the process.
This has been here for a long
like language.
In my opinion.
So this is part of a kind of pyramid, or just a complex, like a city almost.
This city. There were platform pyramids, there were housing structures, there were administrative centers. This was part of a major complex. This particular site spanned for a half mile or so, and we're talking administrative centers, housing, probably workshops. And I'm saying that based on what is found in most complexes of that size.
Oh, such a stupid animation! Like fuck you. That was so. I was like, for a force stuck, it would have been fast. But now it's not.
Stones like this at the bottom with other stones on top, kind of what you find in Cusco. So my best assumption there is that different cultural evolutions of the civilization that were inhabiting those regions.
No, for sure. So you visited 90 sites, you said.
90.
Oh my God! I mean, how many of your videos of those have you put out so far?
I put a lot. I'm running to the. I still have. This is part of the goal too, because I knew I was going to try to build this channel, and I wanted. Part of the other reason is to with the desecration that's happening, with the complete destruction that's happening, to catalog as many things as possible. Which is why I didn't have as much time to have explored each individual site. That will change in the next expedition. But so I'm still working on. I still have new material.
Come on, man.
It's coming to a close, but there is still new material. And, of those 90 sites, there were a handful that aren't on the government.
What? I ran out of bullets? Are you fucking serious?
He said there's.
Oh.
Too badly about the government because I want to keep a friendly relationship, but I mean, you can go on Pillars of the Past 101 and read the comments from Peruvians themselves.
Okay.
And how hurt they feel witnessing what's happening, and that is the destruction of these archaeological sites. Their importance falls under the monetary value.
Yeah, dude, I might play maybe half an hour more, maybe less, maybe 20 minutes. When this video ends, I'm gonna stop.
I will say this, because it's been in the news. They're supposed to cut down the Nazca lines by 41% in order to okay mining. This was legislation.
Like what?
This is for real.
It's for real. What the hell? It was this year, and
so they're gonna just bulldoze them out?
They're going to allow miners. They're not going to punish miners.
What?
Yeah.
Is that real?
That was in the news.
They probably said, "Oh, well, we've got enough of them now." I mean, you know, we let a few go missing. Who cares?
But then, and what happens if there's not? And this is my big thing. What happens if there aren't scans of those, and we end up finding they do have alignments? All of a sudden, you've removed this one that aligns to that one, and that one. You don't have a full picture. You know, and that's
It will go on for another 2 hours? No, no, no. I saw how long this podcast is. This is only 45-minute video, so I think there's like 20 minutes left or something.
It's kind of like destroying them, and that is a real issue all around the world. But one of the other things I want to just ask you, I don't know if you've got footage or found anything, because one of the other speakers here, or two speakers here, were Armando May and Filippo Biondi. You're doing the underground research on the Giza Plateau with the SAR-scan technology. Have you come across any evidence?
Loops into the other one? No, I have autoplay off.
There were. I wouldn't be surprised, especially knowing that I had that one picture from that survey of chambers inside one of these pyramid structures. It would not shock me that there were underground caverns of some sort. I didn't really find any. I did find a bunch of caves up in the mountain, but these were. So when you say underground, I'm not saying underground level, but there were definitely caves in mountains that led to different things.
You said chambers, though.
There was a chamber in one of the. It was
in one of the pyramids we looked at.
In one of the pyramids we looked at.
Wow. Okay. And, did you get inside it, or was it just kind of being open up?
That was from 1970.
Oh, okay.
And so by the time I got there, 50 years later, it had been recovered again, and I couldn't pinpoint exactly where. But it's in the initial 1970 black and white.
It could still be there, man.
It's 100% still there. It just got covered up. I was on the pyramid where they found
I mean, that is like the tip of the iceberg. I mean, because the amount,
and it's carved.
I mean, there could be like a lot of stuff that's just been filled in with sand and debris.
100%.
Oh my goodness. So you've got, there's quite a lot going on here. And so when you go back, you're going to do a second major expedition. Are you going to be looking at some of the same sites, or have you found a whole load of other sites to look at?
There is not a lack of.
There's a McDonald's within walking distance of the school.
There are a couple that, like I said, I've
So I might go to McDonald's a bunch.
Lessons from the last expedition, things I would rather, things to better film, document, and capture. So there are a handful that I need to circle back to in order to document them better. But I'm on a mission to kind of capture as many as possible and put them on the map for all of us. And so it's a lot of
Dude, I'm in,
a lot of gas, a lot of tolls, a lot of hiking, and that's the other thing. I'm going to sites that nobody goes to because they're hard to get to, you know. But that's part of the reason there's no documentation of it. Nowadays with drones.
Yo, Cloud9, what's up, brother? No worries, brother. What's up, man? Thanks, buddy.
Put the drone up there to make sure.
Thanks for being here, my man. How are you, man?
Scaled one mountain, didn't find anything, and it didn't make sense to me.
Oh, Cloud9, you're a VIP, man. I removed everyone's mod. I'm the only mod in my channel now.
Another 2 mountains in one day,
yeah. Oh, man. That was
You're a VIP, though. I only have 30 VIP slots, brother. You're a VIP in my heart. Whoa. Is it not showing? Electric Stash is VIP. You must be VIP. You must be. Maybe it's just not showing.
Yeah, I want to look at that. I mean, this is
and yo, I saw you changed your end screen to megalithic China. I appreciate that, man. I really do. I'm sorry. You gotta like change it back. I'm sorry, brother. I saw that. Thank you. Thank you for doing that, and thank you for always thinking of me. You're not VIP? Are you serious? I only have 30 fucking VIP slots, man. I don't want to like take it away from anyone though. Oh, you got VIP? Okay, you got it. Good.
Cusco as well. I've seen them even at Tiwanaku and Buma. There was some
Nice.
literally in the restaurant there, and one of them got stolen
from the restaurant
a few years after I first photographed it. I couldn't. I was like, what? The people are stealing.
Oh, I saw on the Chinese Amazon.
But this one, you kind of found it.
You have to edit again. Sorry, brother. It costs channel points for humanity. Thanks. Dude, I saw on the Chinese Amazon app, you can buy like a Tommy Vercetti shirt. I'm thinking of buying it, man. It's like $10 though.
I'll brush it off, and then I thought it was a bigger piece of pottery, and then all of a sudden I'm hitting eye sockets, and I'm getting freaked out.
I think I gotta buy it. The Tommy Vercetti blue and white palm tree shirt.
Dog, I created a 3D
Hop off, of course, brother.
image of it.
Hey man, make that money, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off anyways in a few minutes to
Create a pinpoint
prepare for tomorrow's work.
to Brian, and I asked for his suggestion. Sent him a picture. I asked for his suggestion on, should I take it to a museum or something like that?
Yeah, dude.
I don't want to get in trouble with
For hidden patches, yeah.
And he said, to be honest with you, Raul, they have so many of these things already. Nobody's.
You might see me on stream wearing it one day.
So many different kind of basements and everything else. So that's quite intriguing. I mean, do you know if in Caracas, the museum there, has got still many of the skulls?
Last I heard.
Shoot, please. No.
Them on there, or in there.
I've been back there for some time, but we are heading back later this year.
Fucking 22 again.
Skulls for sure.
Again, man.
I went into very friendly locals, and there was a site I went to.
Hee. That's the one.
Friendly to me once, a lot of times some of these places.
Oh, dude, I also saw a guitar that's shaped like an AK-47. It looks so cool.
This guy's wife.
It's like $400 though, but it looks so fucking cool.
They live on what was
Like an electric guitar.
She was like, showed me what she had found, and so they're finding things.
It's Aces. Going to good that right now.
Documented and studied, and
oh, the shirt. Yeah, dude. I'm sure you can get it on like AliExpress.
Nice way of doing it. You got a passion for
I'm sure it's on AliExpress, 100%.
You don't let, you're not haven't got an agenda with it. You're not trying to create a kind of a whole kind of theory or anything.
Man, that electric AK-47 guitar is fucking.
Check this out.
It looks really cool.
I mean, that is mind blowing. I mean, so respect to you for that. That's very, very cool. And in your talk, you mentioned you were setting up like a database.
Oh, you seen it? You saw it? Oh my God, isn't that amazing?
Can you maybe explain, how
it's $400 Canadian dollars here in China. I don't know how much it is in England or whatever.
Thank you for asking about that. Yeah, this is new and in the works, and about
It doesn't. Well, the one I saw, it doesn't look exactly like an AK. It's shaped like an AK-47, but I think it's kind of like the fingerboard is flat. Obviously, I think it's like gold. It might be gold. But it's. Who comes up with that? I know, man.
We'll see about creating little icons if people want them, but put it on the map for everybody to see, and then perhaps I do that, and you've been to that place. You just happen to have photos of it. You go on.
Man, I shot an AK-47 in Vietnam in 2005.
If there's a researcher,
it was the most powerful I ever felt in my entire life.
Obscure academic journal.
I had this like feeling that like I could just pass away the entire village with this like gun. I don't know where that feeling of power came from. It was insane. Yeah, it was like a range. It was like a Vietnam range, so it was outdoors. It was actually at the Cu Chi tunnels. It was at the underground tunnels where the Viet Cong would like hide. It's like a tourist spot. They had like fucking outdoor AK-47 range. It was wild. It was the most powerful I ever felt in my entire life. It was some sort of weird, like monkey type of basal evolution type of feeling in me. It was weird. I totally understand how gangs like get like high off that feeling.
I truly invested my life savings in this, and because I believe in it, and
yeah, I'm Canadian, right? We have similar laws, so I didn't grow up with. I mean, I shot like a 22 rifle for air cadets. I was in like actually I had the best shot in the squadron, but that's another story.
I really appreciate it. I didn't realize you got on 90 sites. That really kind of blew my mind. And I think people are going to check this out. The Megalithomaniacs are all going to check this out. They're going to kind of give you probably a bit of support with it all. And we'll have to have you at some point. We're going to meet you in Peru, hopefully. That'd be a good plan because there's a few sites up north of Lima.
Of course, brother.
Looking at as well. And so I'm quite
Thanks, my man.
intrigued by that. You know, the fact
Thank you for
that,
being here. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for being you.
you know, and actually kind of making actual discoveries. It's like, what?
I'm probably gonna sign off pretty soon now, actually.
Through stuff. So I really appreciate your time, Raoul.
Yeah, it's over. I gotta go too.
And
I gotta start cooking. It's probably best. Thanks, buddy. Much love to you, man. Digital Shake. Alrighty. Yeah, I gotta go. I have to start cooking. I have to do it. This is a good sesh though. Because you were here. Aw, isn't that nice? Like this fucking guy. Come on, man. Right, oh, there, I gotta go. Cool summer day. Thanks, brother. Yo, thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. The Sunday night stream. The weekends actually work really well, I think, for streaming in China because I could stream Saturday morning, which would be Friday night, or I could stream Saturday night, which would be Saturday morning, or I could stream Sunday morning, which would be Saturday night, or I could stream Sunday night, which would be Sunday morning. Like that's 4 win-win situations right there. Okay, let's see if anyone's on. Yo, Mike, Big Mike, I am in China, brother. I am, my man. I am in China. I'm back in China, my friend. I'm teaching high school biology here. I just started. I'm in Changsha. Thanks, brother. Thanks, man. I've been here a month. I'm like, I started work last week, and next week is still training. So the week after is start of classes. Changsha is okay. I mean, it's really China-y. China's really still kind of fucked in many aspects, in many ways. It's still pretty fucked, but I like it though. I mean, I was living here last summer for 5 months in Shandong province. That's where it was last summer. Oops. Shandong. Never been. Oh, you gotta. I think they made it like sometimes a little, I think, short visa free, I think, for some periods, but it's easy to get a tourist visa. It's not that hard. I'd recommend it. The exchange rate is good here. Thanks, man. Thanks, brother. The exchange rate's good. I came here, well, one, because they don't hire males in North America, right? Somehow woman has become a protected class of people. I'm not, like, I love women. I think women definitely deserve to be hired, but they don't need preferential hiring. They're trying to replace white men, right, in the West, right? Either through killing them with mRNA injections or importing like millions of Indians, right? Not many places the cat exchange rate is good these days. LOL. Yeah, dude. So, bro, I haven't had a job in Canada for like 4 years, which is really ridiculous. So, yeah, I went to where I'm valuable. Yeah, dude, if you have a university degree, things you need a university degree to teach in China, But if you're a native English speaking with a university degree from either the United States, Canada, South Africa, England, or Australia, you can definitely teach in China. And if you want to send me a message, it's okay. I find it's more like a spiritual type of thing, right? I was chilling for 4 years. I was just lifting weights and playing GoldenEye, to be honest. But no, I mean, I was applying to jobs every day, but I was mad chilling. So willing to hire, yeah, dude. It's like too good to be true. So if you're looking for work, just send me a message. If you have a university degree, you need a TEFL. You need a 120-hour TEFL. You can get it from TEFL Hero for like, I don't know how much, 100 American dollars. Maybe more now. But you do it all online. You get that. And yeah, they pay me like a referral amount. They pay me money to refer people that want to come work in China. So I can't guarantee anything, but let me know. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, man. I do have to go though, my friend. Let me see if anyone's online. Oh, we got the Euro chopper. On the Euro hours. Take care, man. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, man. I do gotta go, though. I gotta make food for tomorrow. But yeah, man. Thanks, buddy. I will be streaming again soon. I hope you're doing well, man. And thank you. Okay. Thank you. I gotta go. You're the best. See you later. Bye.